Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, all of you Freeview wonderful, beautiful people. Yes, it's just thee and me for an entire 4 minutes. Well, actually, I say thee and me. It's not just thee and me, because I think I could describe him as my doppelganger.
Oh.
It's almost like looking in a mirror. It's Charlie.
Oh, stop it. What a compliment. Well, good to see you.
And you, my friend.
I've been looking
It's
forward
you
to
got
this.
me with glasses.
Yes, this is it.
Actually, I don't know if I'm doing a disservice to you or a disservice
I'll
to
take
me.
that. I will absolutely take that. I'll take that. Do you know what, finally we've had a show together. Finally.
It's only taken how many years?
Probably about 5 years, actually.
I suppose it has, yeah.
I think we met about 5-6 years ago, didn't we?
Yeah. Gosh. Well, what's it all about, Alfie?
Do you know, I can't tell you much about that. But do you know what? Well, it's all about post-goal for cash. And do you know what? We've got lots and lots to talk about. And do you know, I know you've done this show a few times, Rob, haven't you?
Just a couple, yeah.
Just a couple. And you know what? I actually went down to see them. A few weeks ago, and these guys are such lovely people. It's very much of a family vibe, and oh my word, they are so knowledgeable on all things gold. And it's not just gold actually as well, it's all precious metals. It's fantastic, yeah.
So who are they?
Who are they?
That's not a hypothetical question. Not hypothetical, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that one where you do a question that's... where it's... No, never mind.
Is it hypothetical?
Maybe it is a hypothetical. No, it's the one where you know the answer when you ask the question.
Rhetorical. Oh,
Rhetorical.
Yes.
It's good. I've only been away for 4 days. Now I can't talk. So they are the UK's, or one of the UK's, we believe the UK's most trusted scrap gold buyer. It's a safe and secure service. Everything's done via Royal Mail Special Delivery. Over 270,000, just a few, customers who've used the service. They are rated excellent based on 2,500 Trustpilot reviews. And they also have a promise that they will match any price offered by other online gold buyers. We'll talk about it. It says for terms and conditions. That sounds very like
yeah.
But actually it's just got to prove that you know
this is it.
what
It's
you got
very
from elsewhere,
transparent.
isn't it?
This is it. And Joe, you haven't got to be an expert in gold or precious metals at all.
Yeah.
If you don't know, send it in because you might be in for a very, very good surprise.
Well, actually, we haven't even discussed or told everybody yet about what they can do, what the service is.
So what the service is, if you've got valuable precious metal, and you know it could be earrings, it might be one earring that you've lost and you've got one left behind, or it might be a ring, you've lost a gemstone, you still want to send it in. There could be value in that. So basically, if you think you've got valuable precious metals, you order a free pack, they send it to you, you return it to them, and they can offer you quite a lot of money. They could well do.
Yeah, and we're going to get into all of that throughout the show, because it's not just guesswork, and it's not the sort of the pawnbroker model, which I understand is more of a loan, and it's on the onus is on them to get the item from you for as little as possible, and then if you don't reclaim it by paying it back, they can sell it for as much as possible. This is all based on mid-market gold prices.
This is right, on the live gold price. It's a few factors. So the live gold price, they look at the purity, they look at the weight. We're going to get into all of those. I've been geeking up about gold, Rob.
I know.
We love it. And honestly, it's so fascinating. So if you might have something precious there, send it into them, and there's no obligation. If they offer you something and you take it, brilliant. They will pay that into your account that same day. And if you don't want it, if you don't accept it for whatever reason, they just send it back to you.
Yeah, I know, for free.
For free,
under certain conditions, again, that we will discuss.
We will
explain once we get to ITV in about 20 seconds' time, roughly, give or take. So do stay tuned. If you have any questions at all, you can always email the studio at but get ready, here they come, ladies and gentlemen, as Princess Leia said, except it's not stormtroopers or TIE fighters, it's ITV. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's Thursday night, so I'm here. Hooray! Well, I tell you, this is the show that could make you money. Yes, because if you've got some scrap gold lying around, when I say scrap gold, it could be something, jewellery maybe, that you haven't worn for a while and would never be seen dead in again. Maybe you've lost an earring and you've got one left over that's no good to man nor beast, or even a punk rocker from the 60s. Maybe you've inherited some precious metals. And again, they're not necessarily things that you would get any use out of. But if you have precious metals in your home or wherever it is that you are dwelling or inhabiting, they could be worth money. And if the money's worth more to you than the item, then you've come to the right place, because we have teamed up with Post Gold for Cash. They are one of the UK's most trusted online scrap buying companies. We believe they are the best. We sort of vetted them all, really, and this is the one we chose because they are 100% transparent from start to finish, and you are going to basically get a service that is entirely free. Little asterisk, because there are a couple of examples of times where you might pay a few quid but then get that money back. We're going to get into all of it, so without further ado, let me introduce you to my guest tonight. It's not Sam off the telly tonight, but it is Charlie off the telly.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Rob. Good to see you.
What have I done to deserve this?
I know, yeah. It's a long time coming, but it's great to be here. It's really good to see you. Yeah.
This is my curry buddy.
Oh, I know, right? We're talking. Honestly, we've had a few of those, honestly. I love it.
Oh, yes.
We're due for a night out, actually, soon,
We
aren't
are due for a night out.
We
It's
absolutely
long
are.
overdue. All right, so let's explain to everybody,
Yes.
shall we, how they get their gold to Post Gold for Cash and what happens
Well,
when they
basically,
do.
even if you're not an expert in gold or maybe not knowledgeable in jewellery or even silver or the other precious metals, get your items sent into Post Gold for Cash, because you could be surprised how much they are worth. So who are they? Well, they are an online scrap gold buyer. There's a few of them, like you said.
Yep.
But, oh my word, these guys are so trusted. They really are.
Yes, yeah.
They've got such a high rating on Trustpilot.
Yeah.
4.7, so it's rated excellent on Trustpilot. And people love these guys. The reviews are absolutely fantastic. So how it works is you order your free pack today. So obviously this is the early hours of Friday morning.
Yep.
This will arrive tomorrow by special delivery. And then you add your items, whatever jewellery you've got, into the free pack. You take it to the post office or send it by special delivery, and then they will give you a call. So it's
Absolutely,
a very simple process. But Rob, you're under no obligation at all to take anything. So you've got nothing to lose.
So just to make this clear, because this is not a form you're going to fill in, we've added this service. It's basically, you get an envelope and it's got in it, you've got a form, you've got a welcome letter, you've got a bubble mailer, and you've got a special delivery post office envelope, a Royal Mail envelope. So that's what you're ordering. Absolutely free of charge. So we've added it as a product. You'll see the item code up here. That means you can order it online, or on the phone if you want to. You can use either of those. And there are various different ways you can get to this pack to order absolutely free. You check out like you would a product that you're paying for, except you won't pay a penny, and also we don't even ask for any payment information. So if you go to our website, shopontv.co.uk, you'll see there's a very subtle gold banner there. If you just squint, you might be able to see it. If you click on that, that will take you to our page, especially for Post Gold for Cash. If you want to go to that directly and cut out the sort of the middleman, so to speak, or the middle person, then you can just go to shopontv.co.uk/gold. All the things we're going to explain in the show are all there, including the T's and C's. There is no fine print. The terms and conditions are very straightforward and very transparent, and we will cover everything in the course of the next sort of 20 minutes or so. Click on any one of the buttons and it takes you through to, now this is the product page. You can get to this product page either by putting the item number in the search bar, going to the home page, clicking on the live show page, and basically all roads lead to this. Now, that is just like a product, but as you can see, free P&P, £0 and 0 pence, and I'm glad to say it's in stock. Now, you can either add it to your basket, like this, but then you've got to go up to the top of the page and across to your basket and click on your basket. There's your basket. Then you've got to check out securely. Now, you can do all that if you want. Or we'll take that out of the basket. What I would recommend you do, because it's free P&P and it's not costing you a penny, and this is the other way you can get to, this is our show page, scroll down, that's where you'll always find the products for whichever show we're live with every single night. Click on it again, it's just like it's a product, could be a vacuum cleaner or a toaster oven, but it's not. It's the Post Gold for Cash free gold selling pack, and it's £0 and 0 pence. If you just click buy now, and then that takes you through to the checkout page. You can either sign in to your account if you have one. You can create an account free of charge if you want to store future information, things like addresses, you know, to people around the country. Maybe you want to send these to, or you can check out as a guest. If you don't want us to store your details, we won't. Just check out as a guest, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So those are all the avenues of ways you can do it. But you must check out. If you don't check out, your information is not transmitted to Post Gold for Cash. And I will just say before we go back to Charlie and get into the meat and potatoes of this bad boy, we as Shop on TV, we never sell any of your rent or give away any of your private information. It's absolutely confidential with us. It's transmitted securely to Post Gold for Cash, and they never sell or rent or give away or, you know, put on a slip of paper and leave it somewhere your information either. You are completely secure in this it's a closed loop. And I just want to give you that extra sort of peace of mind. So people have got their gold selling pack.
Yep.
Let's walk through what they get, what they have to do, and all of the steps thereafter.
That's right. So if you order yours today, you should get yours tomorrow. So this could be a really, really quick service, and that's also what people love, the speed of it and the efficiency. So this is what you get. Firstly, in your pack, you're going to get a letter. And Rob, that just explains the entire system, how it all works. If you've got any questions, the chances are it'll probably be written on this letter.
Well, it's got their phone number on there as well. So if you need anything,
you can call them.
Just call.
Absolutely, you can call them. If you've got loads and loads of jewellery, you can call them and actually get more packs. But we'll get into how that works later on. Sure. You also get this form, so you just fill in your details there. Your name, your address, it's all self-explanatory, and then you can add in your bank details if you're happy to, or they can actually send you cash if you prefer.
Or a cheque.
Or a cheque, absolutely, yes. Some of the more senior customers, they prefer cheques. It'll take an extra few days, but yeah, if you prefer that, then that's absolutely fine.
Actually, because you're placing an order through Shop on TV, a lot of that information will already be pre-filled in for you as well.
This is absolutely right, absolutely right. So yeah, if, let's say, you forget to put the form in, and apparently it has happened, there's actually a unique code on the envelope, so they'll be able to contact you anyway. So please don't worry about any of that. So it's the letter explains how it works, it's your form. You then get an envelope, and that's where you put your goods in. So this is going to be your precious metals. So normally, most of the metal they receive is gold, hence Post Gold for Cash, but they do accept other precious metals
Such
too.
as?
Silver, they get quite a lot of silver too. They get palladium, platinum, whichever one you got, send it in. We're going to talk about hallmarks, we're going to talk about purities and all sorts. But again, please don't be worried or intimidated by any of that if you're not into gold per se.
Now, what if somebody
What
if somebody is just very quickly? Maybe you can answer this later if you need to. What if somebody sends in something that looks like gold, like all this here? This all looks like gold. That ain't worth anything. That is everything in front of me here is all fake. But the fact is, the people at home don't need to be the experts.
No, they don't need to know.
Because the experts are Post Gold for Cash, and they can figure it out.
Well, they've been going since 2009. So 16 years, nearly coming up to 17 years now, actually. So between them, oh my word, they've got a wealth of knowledge. They look for various different things. Again, so it's the live gold price when they're working out their offer to give you. They're going to look at the weight. They're going to look at the purity too. But if there's a hallmark on it, that makes life easier for them.
It's a clue, isn't it?
It's a clue. But it doesn't matter. If you've got a piece of jewellery that's not hallmarked, then they can still know exactly what metal it is.
Because I understand a lot of foreign jewellery doesn't have hallmarks.
That's right.
So then what do you do once you put your items in your
once you've got items in there, and we'll give you some inspiration, the sort of things you might have. Because if you've got a box in the attic that's collecting dust, if it has no sentimental value, put it in because you might get a really, really nice surprise. And we've got some lovely stories from previous customers coming up shortly too. So all you do, you just put the envelope with your form back into the prepaid envelope, and then you take it to your post office. That's very important.
So you don't put it in the post box?
Not in the post box, Rob. No, it's straight to the post office, special delivery, and that's already prepaid, so you've got nothing to lose. And automatically, by default, this will be insured for £750. Okay. If you think so it's completely all covered. You're absolutely covered.
And they're going to scan it so that you've got proof of having posted. You've got a tracking number, and it also it sort of makes the insurance. It
validates the insurance. Absolutely right. And you can track it for the moment you leave the post office, and from the moment it leaves the post office directly to their premises at Post Gold for Cash. It's completely trackable. But they'll also note down the weight of it for you too. And that's really important because as soon as the team at Post Gold for Cash get this, they weigh it and they compare the weight to what matches up for what the post office says, so they know it hasn't been tampered with.
Well,
that's for complete peace of mind.
I don't know if you saw this show. I asked Sam the question is because these special delivery envelopes they're very tough, but you can't, once you've sealed it, you cannot reopen it unless you cut it or tear it. And I'm like, well, how could something fall out.
Yeah.
And she said, well, sometimes people forget to put the form in and they cut it open and put the form in and then sellotape it back up.
Right, okay.
So if you do that, you don't need to. If you forget the form, don't worry, just leave the form out.
Yeah.
Because as Charlie said, there is actually a label on the front. Here's something that's important to note. When you go to shopontv.co.uk/gold or through any of the channels that we've already told you, through our website, you can only order 1 pack. The reason is if you ordered 10, then it would be processed as 10 separate orders, even though they're free. And that would then there'd be 10 valuations, you get 10 phone calls and 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the unique customer reference number, if you don't think that your items will fit in here, then all you've got to do is call Post Gold for Cash and ask them for more packs, because they'll put them all under this unique reference number.
That's right.
They all get processed together as one.
This is it. So at this stage, Rob, you're absolutely right. So if you think you've got a lot at home that's going to fill this, order 1 now. Once that gets home, you're going to have your unique customer reference number, and then just call them, like you said.
By the way, on that graphic, it did say there are no safe place deliveries. That's really important.
That's right. So it's signed for.
They're not going to leave it on the doorstep.
No, they're not. No, because I don't do that with my own stuff, actually. You've got complete peace of mind there. So when you send your goods, your jewellery or other precious metals to Post Gold for Cash, it's always signed for. And again, it's always trackable, so you've got complete peace of mind there.
And the fact that this is why you take it to the post office, because you've got proof of postage. If something happened and the package did get lost, you've got recourse.
Yes.
Now, what if I think my items are worth more than 750 quid?
Well, you can insure it for a high value if you want to. So let's say you think your goods, your precious metals are worth, let's say £1,000. You can pay that additional amount. It might be £3, anywhere between £3 and £10. And you can actually insure it up to a maximum of £2,500.
Yes.
But the good thing is, let's say Post Gold for Cash, they work out what they think your items are worth. They call you, they offer you some money. If you accept it, they will even reimburse you, they'll refund you the difference you paid for that extra insurance.
So how good is that? This is at the post office. It's the post office's insurance. Either you can insure it for £1,000, that will cost you £3, or £2,500, and that will cost you £10. But as Charlie said, if you spend that and you accept the offer from Post Gold for Cash, they will refund it. But also, if for any reason you decide that you want to send your items back, they'll send them back to you for free, with one little caveat we'll talk about later. But they will send them back with the same level of insurance that you sent them.
So if for whatever reason you don't accept that offer, they'll send it back to you, and they'll at the same monetary value or whatever you paid for the insurance, they will do it like for like.
But there's one thing that, of course, we haven't even mentioned yet, which the time's just going so quickly.
I know, right?
There's a very special offer and reason why you do it through Shop on TV and not directly, right?
That absolutely is. So ordinarily, if you went directly, yes, they'll give you a valuation. You'll get the same valuation through Shop on TV, plus an extra 10%. So that's why it's really important. On top of what they would value your items anyway, they will give you an extra 10%. If you do it through Shop on TV.
If they were valued at £1,000, they're going to give me £100 for free.
Absolutely right, yeah. Which is why use that item number and add it into your basket using shopontv.co.uk. That's it. It's fantastic. And you're also entered into prize draws too, which we'll get into.
Yeah, 3 of those.
But you know, if you're wondering, if you have got some jewellery lying around and you're thinking, OK, do I do it? If it doesn't have sentimental value, Rob, now is the absolute good time, because price has never been this high. The price of gold has never been this high. It's actually increased by 60% over the past 12 months.
60%?
It's gone up 60% over the past 12 months. And it's actually gone up by over 90% over the last 3 years. So if you're wondering when the good time is, it is absolutely now.
And you can see this is just for a year. This is the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association.
That's right, yep.
So we talk about mid-market rates. There are 2 valuations of gold every day, and the mid-market is the average. So Post Gold for Cash will give you whatever the mid-market rate is on the day that your gold arrives, and then they have a very specific percentage that obviously they retain for their services. So I always say, Charlie, if you and it's really important to know this. If you sent, let's say, this, you wouldn't get much for it because it's not real. But let's
we wouldn't be here. We'd be in Vegas if we had that.
Exactly. If you sent that and you sent that directly to Post Gold for Cash, and you sent another one identical through Shop on TV, obviously it's still going to Post Gold for Cash. You would get, if they'd arrive on the same day, you would get exactly the same valuation for both, right? The same offer, but the one from Shop on TV, you get 10% on top.
That's right.
And that's absolutely
So you
guaranteed.
might as well do it through Shop on TV.
Does it?
No, it doesn't expire. No. And you also get entered into competitions too. So you could be winning £500, which is fantastic.
3 chances to do that.
Yeah, 3 chances to do that. Absolutely right. Yeah.
So there's the ITV1 STV prize draw, which is £500. Then there's another chance to win another draw, basically a chance to win £500 credit with Shop on TV, and you'll also be entered into Post Gold for Cash's regular prize draw. And you know, the 30th of April is the cut-off. They run these every 4 months, but the fact is that, if you want to win or a chance to win in this current prize draw, get your items in within. But before that cut-off date. But don't worry if you don't, because there's always another one that starts right after.
That's right. So they'll just send you into that. Yeah.
What can people send and what can't they send?
So pretty much, if you've got any jewellery around, mainly it's going to be gold. That's of all the precious metals, that's the most popular one they receive.
Well, it doesn't have to just be jewellery. It can be anything.
No, it could be anything. It could be. I mean, they get gold teeth actually put in.
Yeah,
Pens.
they do.
Yeah, they get cutlery, watches. Absolutely right. So if you think whatever item you're looking at, whatever you've got lying around at home, if it's just collecting dust, send it in, because you might very well be surprised. But yeah, gold coins, gold earrings, necklaces, you might just have one earring left. Or maybe you've had a ring that reminds you of memories you don't want anymore. It could be, you know, could be an old engagement ring that perhaps didn't work out. They do receive a lot of those.
I've had a couple of those.
Well, they receive a lot of those, you know. And again, it could be a watch, you know, and even if it's got the watch face on it, maybe it's cracked, maybe you can't get it repaired, it's useless to you now.
Maybe the movement doesn't work anymore. If the case or the strap or both are gold, or silver, or platinum, or palladium.
Yeah, all of those.
Palladium's a type, it's from the platinum family. Here's an example of just why you need to do this right now through Shop on TV. So these are examples from people who sent their items directly to, back in 25, to Post Gold for Cash. So the customer from Porthma Dog, 9-carat gold bracelet, £456 is what they were offered. But because if you do it through Shop on TV, you get the extra 10%. And again, you can have you can do as many as you like. You'll always get the 10% as many times as you want, over and over and over. And they never expire. They've had customers send their packs back after 10 years, and they still honour it. But this customer would have got an extra £46. Now, here's the thing. Post Gold for Cash only round up. So the customer from Wells got £161 offered, but they'd have got an extra £17.
This is it. Yeah, this is it.
Free money.
Yeah.
Absolutely free money.
Free money. This is it. And you know, it's a sort of thing like if you've got some old bits of jewellery lying around, if it hasn't got sentimental value, then absolutely send it in. Again, we've got some stories to tell you later on.
This is where it really starts to get interesting.
I mean, this could be a holiday. This could be making new memories with your family. Wow. You know, people have refurbished, redecorated their homes from money they've received from Post Gold for Cash. This is it.
Well, so £2,432 for 18 carat, because obviously the purity of the gold, we're going to get into that, that the value goes up when the purity is higher. So, but they would have got an extra £244 because Post Gold for Cash always round up. I mean, £244, you could almost get paid as much as a TV producer on Shop on TV.
You could do, couldn't you, Rob? Honestly. Don't tell them that.
No, obviously not quite as much. 1,785. I mean, but you know, 250 quid basically.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a chunk of change.
Honestly, and this is the thing, you could be in for a surprise. And again, even if you don't know what something's worth, you're not into your gold, send it in anyway. Even if it isn't worth much, worst case scenario is it hasn't got any monetary value. OK, well, at least you know then. At least you know that.
Well, this is the thing.
And they'll scrap it for free for you if you don't want it sent back either.
Yeah, because if you wanted jewellery valued, you know, normally, especially if it was for insurance purposes, you'd take it to a jeweller. But it would, you know, and obviously if you are doing it for the purposes of insurance, then you still need to do that. But they'll charge you.
Yeah.
But the fact is that you don't have to be the expert here, because as long as it's not anything plated, because plated is a very thin, you know, it's licked on by fairies.
Well, it can rub off, so it's hard to ascertain how much gold's actually on there.
Well, there's hardly any.
Yeah, hardly, exactly. Yeah.
So, but the fact is, you don't need to know that because they have ways to tell. They can either look at the hallmarks, which is a clue, or they have, and in fact, we've got one on the table here. They've got a handheld X-ray calibrated to measure the purity of metals. This is an old one that's they've entrusted with us.
So if you can't see a hallmark, I mean, actually, they're quite difficult to see sometimes. They are so small. So if you can't see it, don't worry about it. Send your jewellery in anyway.
Because they'll sort it out.
This is it.
So I want to cover two things. We're going to get onto the purity of metals in a minute. But I did say there are only a couple of times when you may have to pay a slight extra charge. Now, if you've bought the extra insurance, either £3 or £10, and your items are sent in, and it turns out that they're all fashion jewellery, costume jewellery, they're not worth anything.
Yeah.
Then basically, you're not going to be refunded.
Yeah.
Because there's no offer to accept. However, if you want the item sent back, all they ask is that you pay for, I think it's about £9, isn't it?
This is it, for the return.
And they will insure it for whatever value.
Well, if it's items that you're not really bothered about, but it's not worth anything, they can either scrap it for you for free, and that's the end of the matter. Just done, thanks very much. If you want them to send it back to you, there will be a small charge to do that.
Unless there's if there's at least one precious item.
Yeah, that's right. If there's
they'll
some
send it back for free.
That's absolutely right.
So they'll always return anything.
If you wanted to,
at the same insurance level you've bought if you've paid extra. If you accept an offer, though, and you get an offer and you accept it, they will refund the insurance. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong camera. They will refund the insurance. If it's not worth anything and you want the item sent back, they will still they will insure it for the same amount you did, but obviously that's the only time you wouldn't recuperate the extra money for the insurance.
That's right,
But it's, you're talking pennies to be perfectly honest.
This is it. This is honestly it. And people do love the efficiency, the speed of service here. So, we're in the early hours of Friday morning. So if you order yours now, you're going to get your free pack tomorrow. And if you're quick, and if time is of the essence, if you want to get yours in quickly, this is how quick it can be. So you get your pack arriving tomorrow. You can add your items into the envelope. You can take it to the post office. They should get this then at Post Gold for Cash by Monday morning.
So by close of business on Saturday.
This is it. And then they can get it on Monday, and you can have the money in your account, if you accept the offer, that is, by 4 o'clock on Monday.
Wow.
How amazing is that?
I mean,
it's that quick. It can be that quick if you want it to be.
Now, if people want a cheque, that it's free, they can get a cheque.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Now that might take an extra day because I've got to post it, so you might
There's
get that
a small admin fee, and to cover the cost of the postage, about £9. And it takes an extra few days if you want cash, physical cash, or a cheque. Or a cheque. Some more elderly customers,
I don't think they charge for a cheque, though, do they?
I don't think so. No, it's for the actual cash. Yeah, that's right.
So you can have it whichever way you want it, and this is the great thing about Post Gold for Cash, isn't it? They've thought of everything and they're open to everything. And we're going to cover what happens if you've got items that are too big and that won't fit in here. What happens if they're worth more than £2,500? We're going to do it all and answer all your questions right after this. Well, we're welcoming in our STV viewers. Hello, Scotland. How are you doing? We're already with ITV in the rest of the UK. And Freeview, they joined at midnight. So how are you doing? We are talking about getting to grips with Post Gold for Cash, a service where you can turn your unwanted gold, silver, platinum or palladium into actual money in your bank account within 48 hours, as little as 48 hours. Now, we are bridging a weekend here, so it actually might be 72 hours. But the fact is that you can, with no obligation whatsoever, send your items completely free of charge to Post Gold for Cash. They will value them completely free of charge. They will then make you an offer if they're worth something, and you can accept that. And if you do accept it, you'll get 10% over and above what they would have offered you if you'd gone directly to Post Gold for Cash. And if you don't want, you don't want to accept the offer and you want the item sent back, they'll do that free of charge as well under most normal circumstances. There are some examples of sort of different variations and permutations of what if you do this and what if you do that. We're going to get into all of it. We're going to explain all of it. I'm not alone, ladies and gentlemen. I have a man who's forgotten more about Post Gold for Cash than I would care to ever know. He's the man, he's the myth, he's the legend in certain parts of Peterborough. It's Charlie! Oh, hello, mate.
Good to see you again. Good to see you, Thank you. What an introduction. Famous in Peterborough. How about
Curry's
that?
on you next time.
I know, honestly, we'll do that. We are due for one, aren't we?
We're
definitely due
overdue,
for one.
long overdue.
But you know, it's so good to be here, though. And
yeah.
what an incredible brand to be representing. I'm so proud to be able to do this, Rob. I really am.
Let's do a little recap.
Let's do it.
We were about to get into sort of purity of metal. So if you're an ITV viewer, we'll get to that next. But do you want to give us a little summary?
Yeah, well, Post Gold
for STV.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, Post Gold for Cash. They're an online gold buyers, and oh my word, they are so trusted. You can see here a trusted UK gold buyer. Now, it's so safe and secure. We're going to talk about that shortly. But they have had, well, it says over 270,000. It's actually over 280,000 now.
Oh, has it ticked up since we wrote that graphic?
It's actually ticked up since. So it's actually 280,000 customers.
They're all Shop on TV customers.
This is it. Do you know what? They're so trustworthy. And do you know what? Whenever I look at companies, you know, generally speaking, I always look at their score on Trustpilot.
Sure.
These guys are rated excellence. That's your peace of mind. 4.7 actually, which is really impressive.
Well, the thing is, Charlie, you know, we're a partnership. Shop on TV, as you know, a partnership with ITV and STV.
Yes.
We wouldn't choose any partner to be a partner of ours unless they were absolutely.
And do you know what? There's actually, you know, comparison sites, let's say for like insurance and hotels.
Yeah.
There's actually a comparison site for online gold buyers.
Yeah.
It's called goldcomparison.co.uk. You can actually look at this. They did an independent test where they sent items to various different online gold buyers. And their number one choice is Post Gold for Cash. And you can see that. Again, that's goldcomparison.co.uk. As soon as you go onto the website, bang, you'll see number one right at the top there, Post Gold for Cash. Well, they're so trusted, they're loved.
The fact is that we can say, without fear of contradiction, that you are guaranteed to get the most money possible for your precious metal items through Post Gold for Cash compared to any other online scrap gold buying company because they match, don't they?
Absolutely match, that's right. So let's say you went to another online gold buyer and then you went to Post Gold for Cash. Let's say, I mean, I think it's unlikely, but let's say you were offered a bit more elsewhere. If you can just prove that to Post Gold for Cash, they will price match it for you. And of course, not only that, if you're buying your free pack, which we'll get into in a second, if you shop on TV, you're going to get an extra 10%. So they will price match another online gold buyer plus an extra 10%. They're fantastic.
I don't know if you know this. I only found this out I think it was last week, so maybe this is new information.
Okay.
It's a good one to remember if you haven't heard it before. I asked Sam, let's say one of our customers, let's say you sent your item somewhere else and you got a quote and then you sent it to Post Gold for Cash. If the quote that you got was lower than Post Gold for Cash would have valued it at, they don't sort of just keep it quiet and give you what the other company offered. They give you the higher amount that they would have valued.
This is it. So you're not going to miss out.
No.
This is it.
And the extra 10% on top.
And the extra 10% on top of that. And you get entered into, 3 competitions, which is excellent.
Do you know what? Maybe you've got some items that you sent to some other company and you hadn't heard of Post Gold for Cash and you weren't satisfied with the offer and you had the item sent back. If you've still got the quote from that other company, send it into Post Gold for Cash.
You've got nothing to lose.
And you can call them and prove. You can show them the proof, and they'll match it. But then you'll get 10% extra. I just want to say very quickly before we move on, and we're going to get into even more details. And I'll get the iPads in if we've got any emails, and I'll answer any question. Or we will answer any questions. The way you do this, the way you get your free gold selling pack, you get a letter, you get a form, you get the actual free mailer, which is special delivery, guaranteed by Royal Mail for next day, 1 p.m. delivery. That's all absolutely free. You have to do that through Shop on TV. The reason that you do it through us is because then when it's sent to Post Gold for Cash, they know it's come through us. That's how they know to give you 10% on top, extra, on top of whatever your valuation would have been if you'd just gone to them directly. The way we've done it is we've made it like a product, just like you were buying an air fryer or a widget or a flange or a WYSIWYG. There's an item code and there's a physical. It's the free gold selling pack, but it's on our website as a product. So if you go to shopontv.co.uk, there are 2 ways you can go. You can either go live on air shop now. That is the way you get to our live show page every single night for whatever products we're featuring in the show that night. Or you can go to the big subtle banner underneath and it says free gold selling pack. This will take you to the dedicated page for Post Gold for Cash. Now, you can go there directly if you want to cut out the middle person and just go to Shop on TV .co.uk/gold. That will always be active. You can do this anytime you like. You can use the service as many times as you like. You will always get your extra 10% on top, no matter how many times you do it. If you do it 50 times, you'll get 50 times 10% on top of whatever the valuation is. None of this, of the items you're being sent, the mailers and all of that special delivery envelopes, none of those expire. So even if you're not sure already yet what you're going to put in it, or maybe you know you're going to inherit something and you haven't yet, get your pack now, because you can put it in a drawer and you can use it whenever is convenient for you. Click on the button and this takes you to, this is a product page. If this was a vacuum cleaner, there'd be a vacuum cleaner there and it would have a postage and packing amount and it would have a price. This is free P&P and it's £0.00. You can either add it to your basket, then go to your basket, and you must check out just like you would with a normal product. It doesn't cost you anything. You will not be charged anything. In fact, you won't even be asked for any payment information. If you want to, and this is the easiest way to do it, just click Buy Now. You can either log in if you've got an account with us already, sign up for a free account if you wish to, no subscriptions or other payments whatsoever with Shop on TV, or continue as a guest. And then all you've got to do is fill out the information, click Submit, and if you order as a guest or check out as a guest, we don't store any information. We never share your information, we never sell your information, neither do Post Gold for Cash. It's a completely closed-loop system. All of your information is 100% secure. But here is the important thing you must remember. You must check out. If you don't check out, that information does not get sent to Post Gold for Cash. You will not receive your free gold selling pack, and you will not be able to send your items in. Again, there's really no benefit to us. It's not like we're trying to get your information somehow because we're going to send you, spam emails. We don't even do a newsletter at the moment. We're not going to give those, sell your data to some big, sort of IT company, because we don't do that. It's completely safe and secure. It's purely a way that we can log, and Post Gold for Cash can log that basically the order that this has come through Shop on TV to make you eligible for the extra 10% and inclusion in the 3 prize draws. So we'll go back for STV's purposes. We'll do a recap shortly.
Yes.
But let's sort of carry on where we left off. One of the questions we get a lot is, all right, I know I can't sell, I'm not going to get any money for costume jewellery or fashion jewellery or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if I've got gold, does it matter what purity of gold? So for those that are completely, oblivious to any of this, what does gold purity mean?
Yes.
Why does it apply to different types of jewellery? And what can people do?
Well, yeah, good question. And firstly, you haven't got to worry about any of this at all. This is really because we're just interested, aren't we?
Yeah.
If you've got jewellery and it looks like it could be worth something, send it off to them. So you've got nothing to lose. It'd be interesting to see what it's worth. But in terms of purity, the higher the purity, the more it's going to be worth, OK? Yeah. So, for example, if you've got a 9-carat gold ring, let's say, that's 37.5% gold, but that's an alloy. So that'll be mixed in or alloyed in with other metals like copper or nickel or something.
So it's
nickel
got 20,
less so these
because
days.
gold is 24 carats, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So it's got 24 carat gold in that alloy, but only 37.5% of it is the pure gold.
That's right. So the carat system is broken down into 24 parts. So if you've got a 9-carat gold, that's going to be 9 parts gold to 15 parts other metal.
Yes.
So this way. And again, you haven't got to worry about that, but we're just interested in it at all.
Yeah.
And you know what?
14 carat gold as well, of course.
14 carat gold, yeah, that's more common around Europe. So, but if it's 14 carat, actually still send in. Is it the States? Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of that here because a lot of the original shopping channel sold an awful lot of 14 carat gold jewellery.
Oh,
so
really?
there is which is 525, right? Is that
yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, 52.5%.
That's right. That's right. And do you know what, legally, for something to be sold as gold in the UK, it has to be 9-carat gold.
Yes, at least.
But actually, not always the case in other countries. In Greece and Germany, it's actually 8-carat. So if you've got 8-carat gold, still send that in to Post Gold for Cash.
Yeah, because you might not be able to sell that any other way, but
this is it.
Because they're going to melt it down.
They just want the gold.
They're going to extract the gold, and the rest is going to get.
This is it. It gets sent off to a refinery where it gets melted. Absolutely right. Whatever you've got, if it's gold, if it's precious metal, folks, please get that sent in. Welsh gold, that's an all-time high.
And it doesn't what colour of gold either, does it?
No, if it's white gold, in other words, if it's been alloyed with silver, for example, yeah, absolutely send that in.
Because even in rose gold, which is it's still yellow gold, but it's mixed with copper.
Yes, of course, yeah.
There's green gold. They're all different kinds. There's black gold, I think. As you say, white gold is alloyed with silver and other white metals. So the fact is that the gold in it, the actual gold bit, is still the precious yellow gold. Do you know where the word carat comes from?
I do, actually.
Do you?
It's actually derived from the Greek word karation, which actually means carob seed.
Yeah,
carob seed.
Very good.
And the carob seed was a consistent weight. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
No, that's right.
Consistent weight, and they used that as a benchmark for actually measuring. Yeah.
Oh, bravo!
There you go.
I thought I was going to catch you out on that one.
You don't need to know any of this at all.
No.
But this is just because it's just fun. It's actually really interesting.
Now, here's another thing. This is where we start to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And we find out just how honest and transparent, and it's a wonderful family-run business, Postgold for Cash. You're going to meet or talk to some wonderful people because they're going to call you with an offer, and we're going to get to that in a minute. What happens if let's say you've got a big silver jug?
Right.
Or a big silver platter or something like that. Well, that's not going to fit in here.
No. Well, there's
a
few things you can actually do. You can actually take your envelope and tape it to a larger envelope if you wanted to. So you could do that. Or what you could also do, or a box, you could do that. If, let's say, you've got a lot of jewellery, maybe it's something been passed down to you, you've forgotten all about it, it doesn't mean anything to you sentimentally. If it is worth something to you, then obviously, hang on to it. But if it's not really memories attached to it, then get it in. But this is the envelope you get. If you've got more, if what you've got can't fit in here, then order just one today, as Rob just explained. Just order one today. When it arrives home, you're going to get a unique customer reference number. Then you directly call Postgold for Cash. The number's on the actual letter in your pack, and they'll manually send out more envelopes to you.
And it's so they're all tied to the same reference code, so they're not all processed as different transactions. But, this is one of the great thing about the King's Mail. So this envelope, it guarantees that whatever's put in it, or whatever this is attached to, will get to the destination. So you can take that to a box. You could, theoretically, you would never be able to get it to the post office, but you could tape it to the side of a shipping container. It doesn't matter how big or how heavy, it will get there. So if you have got big items... Now, bear in mind that the standard insurance is £750. You can upgrade that to a maximum of £2,500. So if you've got lots of items, as you say, it's best to order several packs because every single envelope is insured for a minimum of £750, and you can upgrade if you want to every single envelope to the maximum of £2,500, which it'll cost you £10 at the post office counter. £1,000 insurance will cost you £3, but if you accept the offer from Postgold for Cash, they'll refund all of that for you. So you can have as many of these as you need if you've got multiple items. Now, if you've got an item that you think is worth more, one single item that is worth more than £2,500, what do you recommend?
Well, you can, again, order more envelopes and
but if it's one item, you just call them, don't you?
You usually call them, sorry, if it's one item, if it's one item, call them. They'll make the arrangements directly with you.
They will. They will bend over backwards and move heaven and earth.
And they're so lovely, And I actually personally went down to see the team at Postgold for Cash down south. They are lovely. It's a half dozen people or so working there, and it's such a lovely little family community spirit. It's lovely, and my word, it's impressive. I mean, these are gold enthusiasts we're talking about now. There's also jewellery enthusiasts there, enthusiasts with other precious metals. But you walk in there, there's obviously codes all over the place. A few doors you have to go through. Security cameras absolutely everywhere. So when they actually open your parcel, it's filmed. It's recorded. There's security everywhere. And actually, when we're talking about things like that, when you take your parcel to the post office for special delivery, again, prepaid special delivery, on your receipt you get the weight. So they also weigh it when it arrives their end, so they can match it the weights and make sure it hasn't been tampered with, so it's even more peace of mind for you.
Even if you do buy the extra insurance, remember there are two upgrades. You can either do £1,000, which will cost you £3, or you can do £2,500 and that will cost you £10. They actually put a sticker on the envelope so that when Postgold for Cash get your envelope, they know if and what level of extra insurance you've paid for.
Absolutely.
And if you have the item sent back to you, they will cover it. They'll pay the same. They'll match it to send it back to you for the same level of insurance. It's a completely closed loop system. Royal Mail, once it's in the system, it's there's no way of sort of getting into it externally.
It's completely trackable.
Completely trackable.
And Rob, as far as I can see, you've got nothing to lose.
No.
Absolutely nothing to lose. And I tell you what, if you've been waiting for that time to send in your gold, I have to say, in my opinion, it's now, because gold is at an all-time high. We'll work out how that's calculated shortly. It's at an all-time high. It's actually up by 60%. It's increased by 60% only in the last 12 months. That's over 90% increase over the last 3 years. This is absolutely the time. It is.
I bought, when I worked for the first shopping channel, the original shopping channel back in the 90s, and I bought a 9-carat gold bracelet for about 125 or 150 pounds, and I bought a 20-inch necklace, 9-carat gold, and that was about 250 quid. I think it was 125 and 250 quid. And I found out the last show I did that because we had an item that was of a similar weight that was an example, that the necklace would have been worth over £1,000 now.
Oh, really?
It's just, I mean, honestly, I wish I'd invested in gold.
I know, you wish you hang on to it, don't you?
You know what I mean? I mean, look, it's trended up since the very beginning. It is a market, it goes up and down, but the fact is, Post Gold for Cash, they're not just guessing. They're not trying to give you the lowest offer they possibly can. They base everything off from the London Bullion Market Association, whatever the mid-market value is. So there are 2 stock exchanges involved in the whole process of valuing gold on a daily basis, and so one's in the morning, one's in the afternoon, and they take the average, so it's called the mid-market rate, and that's how they'll know what your gold is worth. And then they literally retain a very specific and quite modest percentage, by the way, for their services. Obviously, they are a for-profit business. They're not a charity. So yes, they do retain a small percentage, but it's a very specific amount, and it's based on the mid-market actual gold prices of the day. So really and truly, you are guaranteed to get the best price for your gold possible, especially considering and because they will match any offer from any UK-based online gold buying company. And so therefore, if you've gone through this process with somebody else, didn't like the offer, got the offer back, send it to Post Gold for Cash. They will match anything that you've got. But this is why you do it through Shop on TV, and only this is exclusive. You don't get this offer anywhere else on any other website or any other reseller or promoter of Post Gold for Cash's service. Only Shop on TV, right here, right now. You will get an extra 10% on top of your offer. So if you're offered £1,000 by Post Gold for Cash, they'll give you another £100 absolutely free of charge. Free money, free and clear. Plus they'll refund any extra insurance you paid if you accept the offer. On top of the VAT, it's not built in, it's not buried in there somewhere. You get the valuation, the extra 10%, and the insurance repaid all on top. And again, these do not expire, these envelopes. Plus, you get entered into the 3 draws, so you've got 3 chances to win £500, either ITV1 and STV, that we've got an exclusive live show special. There's another draw with a chance to win £500 worth of credit to spend with Shop on TV. And you'll also be entered into the regular Post Gold for Cash £500 draw. They all close on the 30th of April. That's not the end, and that's it, done, full stop, and it's over. That's just for this draw. That's the current draw. They keep running. They are concurrent. So if you miss the deadline for the 30th of April because you haven't sent your items in yet, and again, there's one customer that Post Gold for Cash were telling me sent their envelope back 10 years after they got it. So the envelopes still work. They don't expire. The Royal Mail envelopes don't expire, and also the extra 10% from Shop on TV, that doesn't expire, and you can use it. There's no maximum. There is literally no maximum. This is theoretical, but let's say you had £100,000 worth of gold jewellery or gold items, and that's what they offered. They offered you 100 grand. You would literally get £10,000 worth of free money given to you on top. It's not like once you get to a certain limit, we can't do the 10% anymore. No, the sky is the limit. There is no limit, and there is no limit to the number of times you can do it. So you sell one batch, and then you've got a load more. Do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. But you have to check. I've got 50 people who've got these sitting in baskets. If you don't click the checkout and complete the checkout. So we need obviously your name, your address, your phone number and your email. That's it. And if you check out as a guest, none of that information is stored. It's completely confidential. If you want to set up an account with Shop on TV, it's absolutely free. There are no subscriptions, no monthly recurring payments, nothing. No hidden charges whatsoever. It's just allows you to check out quicker next time. So, you know, you put your details in, you have an address book, you can, because what you could do, you know, you could actually order this on behalf of somebody. Now, let's say, for example, your dear old mum, or someone you can think of in your family who is near and dear to you, who's got some items that they don't use anymore. Maybe they could use the cash, maybe, you know, cost of living and all that sort of thing, or maybe they want to go on holiday, or they want a night out, or they want to go to the spa, or they need to buy a new TV or a new sofa, or whatever the reason is for needing the money, but they're too shy and sometimes, you know, embarrassed to do it themselves, or they're not very good online. They don't, you know, they don't want to talk to somebody. So then what? Well, you can order a pack for them, but if you do that, you have to set up a free account with Shop on TV for that. You can select, you can add to your address book, other than your default address, you can put their name, their phone number, and their address, and it will go straight to them. And what you can do, you can actually include, because if you don't want to talk to anybody, because what will happen is the day that your package is received, it'll be valued usually around midday. By early afternoon, you're getting a call from them with an offer, or to tell you if your valuables are worth something and what they are prepared to give you for them. Now, maybe you don't want to receive a phone call. Maybe you don't like receiving phone calls. If that's the case, on the form, just write somewhere, or put it on a sticky note, or put a little slip of paper in and just say, please will you email me my offer instead. And if you're doing this on behalf of somebody, then make sure they put on the form, whoever sends the form in, writes, please, you know, I give permission for you, again, separate piece of paper, or write it on the back of the form, whatever you like, I give permission for so-and-so person and their email and, or maybe their phone number to deal with this on my behalf. And if you've got any issues whatsoever, you can always call the phone number. It's on the... actually, I haven't got a letter. It's on the letter. We'll give it to you now if you like, because while you're waiting for your pack to arrive, if you want to give them a call today, you're welcome to. If you've got any questions, 01202 844 198. That's 01202. Can you... I haven't got my glasses on, is that right? Can you read that number? 01202, yeah.
01202 844 198. And you know Sam, of course, who's often on the shows too.
Sure.
I spoke to her early on this afternoon, and hi Sam, by the way, she's lovely. She'll be watching, by the way.
Oh, hi, Sam.
She actually said she's happy for us to give her her email address. So
Sure.
if you prefer to email, then you can contact her directly. It's sam@postgoldforcash.com.
Yeah, and actually some people, if you're not sure if your items are worth anything, you can take photos.
Yeah.
And you can email those to her, and if she can tell whether maybe they might be worth something. There are no silly questions.
No.
They want to help you. So no matter what you want to ask, just call them or email them. So here's the thing. So today is technically Friday morning. Yeah. So you're watching the show right now. So Thursday night, Friday morning. As long as you check out now, then this will first thing, because they work Fridays, so 9 a.m. everywhere. Actually, I think it's about 7 or 8 a.m. Everyone's in the office. They will send your pack to you later today. And all things being equal, it will be sent first class. You'll get it the next day. So you'll get... Oh, sorry, not next day because it's Sunday. So you'll get it Monday morning. No, Saturday, sorry.
Yep.
You'll get it Saturday, yes. So then put all your stuff in. As long as you get it to the post office by the time they close on Saturday, then you've got Sunday in between, obviously.
Yes, that's right.
But they will contact you on Monday with your offer, and you can have the money. If you accept it, they'll transfer the money to your account right there and then. Or you can ask for a cheque. Now, obviously, you won't get that till the next day because they've got to post it. And if you want cash, you can even have money. They will draw money out of the bank and send you bills. Now, all they ask is you pay the special delivery, the insured delivery for that, which is £9. And obviously, that's not going to come till the next day as well. But if you want it put in your bank account, it'll happen the same day. So, and if you do this during the weekday, let's say you don't do it till the middle of the week, you do it Tuesday, you send it post office Tuesday, you'll have money in your account the next day. If you do this on a weekday, you can have money within 24 hours.
And people do. And do you know what? The stories the guys were telling me, it can make people's day. It really can.
Yeah,
people get so many nice surprises. In fact,
we've got some. Yeah, go on. We've got some
I was speaking to Sam, of course, Post Gold for Cash. She was telling me some lovely stories, and there was a lady actually who sent in some precious metals. They didn't have any sentimental value to her. And she sent it in, and I don't know how much she got for it. That's not my business, but it was a lot of money. And do you know what she spent the money on?
Go on.
She spent it to book flights to Australia to see her grandchildren who she never even met.
Wow.
It makes me emotional. I love those sort of stories. It's lovely, that. And, you know...
it's found money, isn't it?
It's found money. This is the thing, and it's so worth sending it in. And there's another story, actually, before Christmas this year. There's a lady, and it's sad to start, but bear with me. This lady's pet, her dog, had an accident. The dog's OK now, but there was quite a large vet bill. The next day, she got a call from the team at Post Gold for Cash with a very nice offer. She accepted the offer. The money was in her account that day, and it was actually a similar amount to the vet bill she had the day prior. And so she was looking forward to Christmas again, because obviously that time of the year, oh no, got this vet bill, what am I going to do over Christmas? That's another lovely story. But people have managed to get their cars fixed. People have got new carpets for the house and so on. And do you know what? Sometimes we do attach memories to bits of jewellery, and if it's really close to you, obviously keep it. But I honestly think for what you can do with the money that you receive from Post Gold for Cash, you can create new memories of that. How about a family holiday? It might pay for something like that.
Look, the sad truth is that, you know, finances in life can be restricted.
Can catch you out
because you're making just enough money. A lot of people are only just making enough money to be able to sort of pay for their day-to-day living, but you never quite get ahead. You never quite get that extra sum of money that, you know, or you have to save for a very long time to do something like go on a trip or pay a bill. You know, you get a car and everything's fine until it breaks down, and then suddenly you've got to find the money out of nowhere, you know, potentially to have it repaired. So this could be potentially an emergency fund for you. Maybe you need the money. Like we said, if the money's worth more to you than the item, I don't know of another way online, unless you sell something privately through an auction website. But, you know, there are... That's not necessarily an easy thing to do.
It takes time as well.
And and you're not guaranteed that you're going to get the best. And also, how do you know what your item's worth unless you've had it valued, which we would have paid for?
This is it.
So the fact is that they use the mid-market rates, gold market rates, and a very specific percentage for their business service, and it's very modest as well, I have to say. So I don't think there is a better way to get more. Now, if you've got bullion...
Yes.
Let me just say this. Well, in fact, sorry, you should say this.
No,
if you've got bullion,
well, you go to a bullion buyer. You go to a bullion buyer, because
Yes.
that's going to be 99.9% gold. So that's that's investment grade gold. So you send it to a bullion buyer,
and they will probably give you better rates as well because they're used to trading bullion. Whereas
that becomes into a little different thing. But you know, people do ask, how do they work out the price at Post Gold for Cash for your precious metal? There's a few factors. The three main ones: it's weight, it's purity, and it's also the live gold price. And as Rob showed you, saw that graph earlier on. And that graph, by the way, you can actually see this any time. These are transparent reports that you can actually see any time. If you go to the lbma.org, you can see it. You can change your currency to dollars if you like, or you can see it right here in pounds. And you can see the dramatic increase. Now, the live gold selling price, it's set twice each and every day by an online electronic auction system, and that's managed and run essentially from the London Bullion Market Association, and they are the voice of the global precious metals market, and they they also link investors to mines, to banks and so on. So they're very, very important in connectivity there. This is what they reference to, and again, that's transparent. You can see yourself now, anytime you want, the current live gold selling price, and that's what they refer to.
quite intricate how they get the mid-market rate. I could go into it, but
Yeah. You don't need to know that.
You don't need to know that. The fact is, you know, the sort of the official what the gold is worth on the day, you're getting that for whatever amount of gold is in your item, and plus a modest percentage that is deducted by Postgold for cash for their services. By the way, so we've got some emails. Here we go. Sorry I didn't get to these sooner. Lauren says, do you accept scrap gold, broken bracelets, for example, even though they're gold? If they're gold, we'll accept anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will accept anything.
I mean, that's actually a perfect example. That's a great email.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfect. If you've got a ring, you've lost the gemstone, you know, sorry to hear that if you have, or maybe you've lost one earring, or maybe a watch strap, it's broken, the face is
or it's gone out of fashion.
It's gone out of fashion, though. Or maybe it might be an old wedding ring. They do get a lot of those. And you get a lot of engagement rings. Maybe it didn't work out.
Maybe ladies,
for
keep
personal,
the ring.
Yeah, maybe for personal reasons, you don't want to hold on to that anymore.
Guys, keep the ring. Get the ring back.
Do you know what? People have actually sold up scrap bits of gold lying around the house. And
even gold teeth, right?
Gold teeth. And people have actually used the money they get from Postgold for cash to actually buy an engagement ring. Yeah, and that's nice, so people can actually finally get a ring to marry the person
Some people, if they inherit gold from a dear relative who's departed, and it's not anything that they would use, you know, it's not anything they would get any use out of. I've heard stories of that they've sold it through Postgold for cash and used the money either to have a memorial, or put a plaque on a bench, or pay for a headstone, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
Well, a gentleman who I met actually when I went down to see Postgold for cash, Steve. You might call from him actually. You might hear a call from him. If you don't send your jewellery back immediately, you may get an email, you may get a call from Steve just to make sure you're all right, just to see if you've got any questions. And he actually started working for Postgold for cash a year or two ago, and it's sad. Bless him, his aunt and uncle passed away. He inherited some money, and they had some jewellery. Inherited some jewellery. And he sent it to Postgold for cash. And the money he got from Postgold for cash, he spent on a plaque, and he put that on a plaque in the crematorium on a bench where his auntie and uncle are. And do you know what? That is so lovely, and he won't mind me saying that he said that on air. And Steve, I think that's a lovely story. It's lovely to meet you too.
We'll play that later. Please, you've got to check out. If you don't check out, folks, then it's not costing you anything. It's completely free. No postage and packing charges. We won't even ask you for any financial information or payment information. But you're not going to get your pack. Postgold for cash have got a note to send it to you. So if you don't check out, that doesn't place the order and doesn't send your information to them to do it. So Sean says, hi Sean, how are you? Hi, what happens if I have half sovereign built into a ring and a half sovereign built into a bracelet and also a mix of carat gold? Is that all considered separate? No, but do you know what, Sean, if it will all fit in here, just shove it all in. I mean, we'll show you some bundles that people have got for a whole. It doesn't matter. As many items as you like, mix and match. It's all being done by hand. So actually, Sam will sit there, and if she needs to, she'll use her X-ray machine, and she will literally go through everything piece by piece. And actually, sovereigns are the perfect kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely perfect. Yeah, great.
So you could have a mix of 9 carat, 18 carat, 22 carat, 14 carat, even 24 carat, which is 99.9% pure. But if you've got pure 24 carat gold, that would probably be considered. I'd consider that bullion, and you might want to try a bullion buyer. Because you possibly will get slightly better. They'll take it Postgold for cash, but you might get slightly better money for bullion, for pure gold, if you go to a bullion merchant.
That's what they recommend.
That's what they recommend. Yeah. Pippi says, "Hi, I'm watching Rob and Charlie, and have a question. Do you take broken gold, broken chains or bracelets, odd earrings?" Well, I mean
that is honestly,
you say it.
That is so perfect. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. If you can't fix it, then get it sent in, because you might be in for a really nice surprise there. You know, who knows? And and we hear so many great stories. People are, what it can mean for people, and it's so quick, it's so efficient. And again, Postgold for cash. Again, I've been there, I've met them. They are lovely people, and if you do have any questions, you can call them directly too.
And if you've got any questions you want to ask us now, we both know a fair amount about this. So feel free to drop us an email. Jason says, do you consider... Oh, Jason, it's almost like you read my mind. Do you consider the stones in an item? I have a gold ring with multiple small diamonds. Does your price consider them? Do you want to take that one?
So basically, if it's a diamond, they will look at it, they will consider it. If it's over a quarter of a carat for a diamond, then they...
A single diamond.
A single diamond, they can give you a price on that.
So in answer to your question, Jason, small diamond diamonds, no, they won't be included. If you think the diamonds are worth anything, if you can pop them out yourself, do. Or if not, you could always take them to a jeweller and pop them out. So any other gemstone, no matter what it is, they do not consider that in the appraisal, so remove the stones first. But if you do have a single diamond, a minimum of a quarter of a carat or more, then yes, they will value it as well. Keep your questions coming. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to check out. I just want to say, I want you to have complete peace of mind here, because, you know, at this time of night or day, there are infomercials playing on every channel, and there's the latest bit of fitness equipment, the latest mattress you can lie on, the latest thing to clean your windows. I mean, there's all, and some of those items we have on our show, and that's paid. Those are paid advertisements, and they, you know, they are legitimate, and I'm not knocking them at all. We are slightly different because, yes, this is a show where you can buy stuff. But this is a partnership, this is a joint venture with ITV and STV. We are, I consider us your official shopping show on ITV and STV. So you're not just dealing with some company that decided to buy a bit of airtime, show up and try and, want to buy a gold selling pack, You're safe. We actually broadcast on ITV's Ofcom licence. We've been here for 2 years. We've just extended, or they've just extended our contract for a further 3 years. So they trust us implicitly. We trust them, obviously, and we are held to exactly the same standards as ITV are by the Advertising Standards Authority and by Ofcom. So we have to be completely honest, transparent, accurate. No funny business. Not that we would want to do any funny business. Honesty, integrity and trust are our watchwords. So I want that to give you complete peace of mind. We are not going anywhere. I don't think ITV are going anywhere or STV are going anywhere. You have recourse. I can't vouch for who runs the other companies that put the infomercials on. Sometimes they come and go. They have in the past. I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take you to get their products from them. That's down to you and them. But from us, you will have this sent out to you today, and you should, if you know, all things being equal, unless Royal Mail go on strike or there's a storm or something, you should get this Saturday morning, and by Monday morning, Post Gold for Cash will have your items if you've sent them to the post office, and you'll have a phone call, probably from Sam actually, and or an email if you prefer. And you'll have money in your account the same day. On the form, you've actually got a section where you can put your bank account information in. You're not married to it. If you change your mind, you can. Or if you don't feel comfortable putting your bank info on a form, don't. They'll ask you over the phone or by email where you want the money. So you're watching the show now. You request the free gold selling pack, but you must check out. If you don't check it out, the order is not placed. And I say order. It's a £0, £0, £0 postage and packing order. But it's purely, it logs that through our system and transmits that as an order to Post Gold for Cash, so they know it's come from us, because you're going to get 10% more with us. Do it through us. You could go to Post Gold for Cash tomorrow and send your items directly, and you'll get exactly the same valuation you would if you came through Shop on TV. But with Shop on TV, this is exclusive. You will get an extra 10% on top of that valuation. So if you've got and we can show you more examples of this, if your items are valued at, let's say, £1,000 or item, well, look at this. So from Ipswich, this customer last year in August, an 18-carat gold necklace got £2,432 for that. But had they done it through Shop on TV, they would have got £244 extra, because Post Gold for Cash always round up. And Whitby, that is in there. Who was it? That was Pippi, who was asking about, sort of a bunch of stuff. I mean, look, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. It's just a load of random jumbled up gold. Could be different purities, could be different carat weights, doesn't matter. Or not carat weights, purities, yeah, because there are no gemstones in there. £1,785, but they'd have got an extra £179 on top, absolutely free. And you can do this test if you want. If you've got two absolutely identical items, send one direct and one through Shop on TV, you'll get the same valuation, guaranteed, because they go on the mid-market rate on the day, and then they have a very specific percentage that they deduct for their services, and you keep the rest. It's like a broker's fee, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact is that the difference would be, the one you went direct to Post Gold for Cash with, you get just the valuation money. Shop on TV, that's us over here, you get that exactly the same valuation, 10% free on top. And if you paid for extra insurance, and we'll cover all the insurance stuff again in a moment, they will even, if you accept the offer, refund whatever extra you paid for further insurance. You're already insured for $750, but at the post office, you can elect. There are 2 tiers of insurance. You can either pay £3 and that will insure your items for £1,000, or you can pay £10 and that will insure your items for £2,500. You accept the offer from Postgold for Cash, whatever you've paid, and the post office will put a sticker on the envelope, so Postgold for Cash know, they will refund that money. And if you want the item sent back to you, you don't accept the offer. Yes, you have essentially then, you're bearing the cost of the extra insurance. But Postgold for Cash will send the items back to you. They will match whatever insurance you paid extra for. They'll pay extra and send it back to you with exactly the same level of insurance that you sent it to them with. So they're completely fair. I've tried really hard to catch these people out. They're slippery buggers. I haven't managed it yet.
No, they know what they're doing, don't they?
They do.
And again, I went down to see them, a few weeks ago down south, and they're such lovely people, lovely family vibe, it really is. And, just talking to them, they're so passionate about gold. They're so passionate about, and jewellery as well, and other precious metals. They really do know what they're doing. And you have got peace of mind. And talk about trustworthy. When I look at companies, when I'm looking to work with companies, I look on Trustpilot. They are rated excellent, and you can see it now, rated excellent, 4.7 to be precise. And there's actually a gold comparison website out there. It's actually called goldcomparison.co.uk, and they did an independent test when they sent products, items, precious metals to various different online gold buyers, and they rated Postgold for Cash #1. And you can see that right now. It's actually goldcomparison.co.uk. As soon as you go onto that website, the landing page, you will see bang, Postgold for Cash right at the top there.
And there are other services, and if you've tried another service and you've got a valuation and you're not sure whether it's the right valuation, send the exact same items into Postgold for Cash, and as long as you've got the receipt from the other service that you declined, and you can prove to Postgold for Cash that this is what they, and it could be an email, it could be I say receipt. You don't really get receipts anymore. It'll be an online receipt of some kind. They will match it, no matter what. If you can show that that's what somebody else, a legitimate, bona fide company, offered you, they'll match it. But they'll even give you more if they think that the other company undervalued your items, and that can happen. And this is the thing you don't always know, because Postgold for Cash are not trying to catch you out. They're not trying to get you to give you the lowest offer possible. It's based on the mid-market rates and a percentage that they deduct for their services. That's it. I can't vouch for other companies. They might be trying to buy the gold or get the gold from you for a lower rate because they can sell it for more. But if Postgold for Cash would have valued your items higher than this other company that you're trying to get them to match, they won't just match their price, they'll up it to what they would have valued it.
Yeah, this is it. And people often ask you how they value, and as you said, they look at the live gold price, which anyone's is free to check. You can see that whenever you want online. They look at the purity, and that actually brings into hallmarks, actually. Even if you can't see a hallmark on your piece of jewellery, maybe you bought it abroad, maybe it doesn't have a hallmark, or maybe you had a ring, maybe your auntie, your uncle, your grandparents had a ring, they got it resized, maybe the hallmark was lost there. So always send it in anyway. And if you're wondering, well, how do they know the purity then? How do they know what it's worth if there's no hallmark? Well, they have this. They have an X-ray analyzer. I love this sort of thing.
Actual real X-rays?
This is a real X-ray analyzer. The ones they've got in the office, actually, that are even more advanced than this. I had a go. They gave me loads of bits of jewellery, and I was scanning all of them. They were so much fun.
These are thousands and thousands of pounds, aren't they?
£15,000. So I think the ones they've got there are actually £20,000.
Good Lord.
Even to get them serviced, which you have to do once a year, is £3,000. I know, right? This is a serious piece of kit. And honestly, guys, this is so precise. So what they do, they have to hold it up, face it upwards. They hold, if it's a ring, for example, there's no hallmark, how do they know what purity it is or what metal it is, what's inside? They scan it and it reads so precisely every single type of metal that's in there, whether it's a precious metal or whether it's like a non-ferrous metal, like copper, for example. So if you don't know and there's no hallmark, that's how they get around it, that's how they work it out.
Because all they care about, it's a bit like the lion and the gazelle.
Yes.
The lion is after the sweetmeats, so he doesn't care about the carcass. He'll leave the carcass for the scavengers. He wants to get in there and get all those lovely juicy organs. Maybe not the best analogy.
That's a good analogy there.
But so
that's a good analogy.
Postgold for Cash care about is the precious metal.
The
whether it's
gold,
gold,
the
silver,
precious metal.
platinum or palladium.
Yeah, that's it.
The rest is alloyed metals, semi-precious or complete or base metals that are worth nothing. So they're going to melt it down.
Yeah.
And there are ways to separate the gold and the other metals, and it's the gold that is what they care about.
Yes,
That's the bit that they're going to sell. For
a large percentage of, because of the name of their business, obviously, it must be that. The large percentage will be gold.
Yeah.
But even if it's just silver you've got, even if it's no gold,
Sylvia.
just silver.
Oh, silver, right.
No, not poor Sylvia.
Don't send Sylvia through the mail.
If it's just silver, then no, just send, absolutely just send that in. If it's just a little bit, one ring of platinum, a jewellery, a piece of palladium, for example, absolutely send that in. If it's a mixture, get it sent in. But if you're not clued up on precious metals at all, if you've got something in a box or an old jewellery box and it looks like it could be gold, send it in. Or if it looks like it could be silver, send it in. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And especially
they'll tell you. They'll do the valuation for free.
Yeah, yeah.
It's totally
interesting
free.
to see what it is.
It's free.
If you're curious.
Free from start to finish. Free for the gold selling pack. Free to send the pack back to Post Gold for cash. Free valuation. And then if you don't accept the offer, you've got precious items and you don't accept the offer, they'll send it back to you for free.
Yeah.
There is no, once you've sent it, there's no obligation. If you change your mind for whatever reason,
you might just be curious what something's worth.
There might be.
Get the pack.
You might accidentally have dropped the wife's wedding ring in there.
Yeah.
Or your wedding ring. It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah, okay.
But seriously,
how would you tell someone
You might change your mind.
That would be don't. Yeah.
Well, actually, the customer that did it, not only did this happen by mistake, but also the items had been processed and they were in a big vat, literally just about to be melted down, or ready to be sent to be melted down. And one of the office ladies, bless her, went rummaging through this huge vat.
Yeah, and I've seen it. It's a huge vault. Yeah.
Yeah. To try, and they found the ring.
But they found it.
Yeah, they found it.
Oh, thank goodness.
But you might change your mind. You might
That'd be
actually, you know
an
what?
awkward
I bought this Ankh in the 90s from the shopping channel, and I actually have decided I do want to keep it. So you can, when they give you an offer, they'll call you the same day that they receive it, or email. If you don't want them to call you, just write a note saying please email me instead, or elect somebody to deal with them on your behalf if you wish. Just make sure you give permission to do that. You can say, actually, I want to sell. I will accept the offer, but I want to accept what would the offer be without this item? And they'll just, as long as it's a precious metal, they'll send it just that item back to you, free of charge.
So you can decide, because they call you as well. If you don't want them to call you, you can just write on the form, please just email only. If you prefer to do it by email, that's fine. But if they call you, they give you an offer. And I know the guys there, they love speaking to people because it can really make someone's day.
Sam's become quite famous, hasn't she? Sam off telly.
Hello, Sam, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to say hello to Hillary, by the way. We need to do a shout-out to Hillary, who's a big customer of Post Gold for Cash, and I believe you introduced them through us here on Shop on TV. And apparently you've got a lovely Airbnb. Sam wanted me to say that to you, so Hillary, thank you very much indeed. They get so close to the customers, and they become regulars. You know?
I know.
It's fantastic. Friends, yeah.
Family. Cav, hey Cav, how you doing? He says, hi, hi there, back again from last time. Loving the show. How much is postage? Oh, Cav. It's free.
Free.
So you go to our website, shopontv.co.uk. You can either go to the website homepage and either click Live on Air Shop Now or click the Post Gold for Cash, do whatever you like. This is our show page. Scroll down. We've added the free gold selling pack as a product. When you click it, then you add it to your basket just like a regular product and check out. You must check out. You're not going to be charged, or you can just click buy now. Look, free P&P, £0 and 0 pence. You can either sign into your account if you've got one with Shop on TV, create one, or check out as a guest. And then all we capture is your name, address, your phone number, and your email. That's it. You won't be asked for any payment information at all. That's it. And then this is sent to you for free. And it includes this. Once you've got one of these, they never expire. It's good forever. Well, I mean, I suppose you can never really say forever. But the fact is that this is also, once you've got it, you don't have to pay for a stamp to go on it or pay for it to be usable. It's already usable. It's got all the barcodes and everything. It's a ready-to-go mailer, free. They give you, these are about £9, I think. So they get, this is another way to look at it. Post Gold for Cash are giving you £9 worth of postage. And you don't have to use the envelope. If you can't fit everything in, you can stick this to a box of any size or any weight, and Royal Mail still guarantee to get it there to wherever it is, well, back to Post Gold for Cash. It couldn't be any clearer. Special delivery, 1 p.m. But when the mail comes, or the post comes for Post Gold for Cash, it usually gets to about 9 in the morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So it's completely free, Cab. Let's do another email. David said, hello, David, that's a good name. If I ever have a son, I'll name him that. Oh, wait, I did. Absolutely superb service and valuation and the extra 10%. He said, why go elsewhere?
Yeah, this is it, yeah.
Lou says, is it only gold, not sterling, silver or platinum? No, anything, any precious metal. Gold, sterling, silver, platinum, palladium, or even, if you've got it, iridium. Iridium and palladium are both from the platinum family.
Yeah.
So platinum is rare, palladium is rarer than platinum, and iridium is really, really rare. You often find it on nibs of very high-end, like Mont Blanc fountain pens and things like that. Other makes are available. But if it's a precious metal, and they can read it as a precious metal,
absolutely,
and it's got a value to it.
People love that because they're so happy with the valuation. In fact, I think it's a 92% rate. So out of all the people who have made an offer, 92%...
Wow.
accept it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 92%. And that's how pleased people are with the offer from Post Gold for Cash.
Surprised even.
Yeah, this is it. And like I said, they've been going since 2009. The wealth of knowledge they've got as a team is extraordinary. It's absolutely extraordinary.
By the way, we never read the reviews, did we? I apologise. That was me. I ended up yabbering on about. I went on
the reviews
a
are, they love those.
Yeah.
There's 3,000 reviews, almost, by the way, on trustpilot.com.
Really?
3,000 reviews there. I checked earlier. It's fantastic, yeah.
Here's a selection, actually. These are genuine customers. Stuart from Middlesbrough says, great experience, prompt and super fast valuation, then a super fast payment. Thanks to Tracy for being extremely polite and professional throughout the process. Would highly recommend. Charlie?
Do you know what? There's loads on there. And Scott says, I have never used any of these online services before, and I was pleasantly surprised with the professional quality service and the excellent price. Really efficient turnaround for the first contact to money in my account. I was so impressed that I went rummaging around for more bits and pieces. You're bound to, aren't you?
You are.
Because you're so tempted. And again, you can read so many online. Rebecca said, good service, quick to phone me with the price, and money went within an hour. There you go. Yeah, same-day payments.
Yeah, Fiona, fast response, great communication, good price offered, and payment was extremely fast. Same day, would definitely recommend this company. If you're doing bank transfer, so if you've given your bank information... By the way, can I just say, there is no way that anyone can take money from your bank account if you provide your account number and sort code. They can only put money into your bank account. So putting your bank details on this form are completely safe. Some people... don't feel happy with that, and that's fine. You can just give your bank information over the phone. As long as it's a UK bank account, or if it's a service like Wise or a prepaid debit card, as long as it's got a bank account number and sort code as well, and a lot of them do, you can have the money go wherever you like. And if you put something on your form, it's not like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's not final answer. If you change your mind, you can just tell whoever calls you or emails you from Post Gold for Cash, probably Sam, and you can give them, you can say, actually, I want it in my I don't know, Coots account, please.
Yeah, see, this is it.
Because you have so much money.
This is it. Because that's right, you have a conversation actually on the phone, and if you prefer cash or a cheque even, quite a lot of the more senior elderly customers that they prefer cash or cheque, is completely up to you.
Yeah.
But if you want money in your account that same day, absolutely, yeah, by 4 p.m. They'll call you in the morning, late morning. By 4 p.m. that day, you can have the money in your account if you choose to accept that offer. So you've got nothing to lose, nothing to lose.
And the fact is that if it's... And look, if you think you've got a lot of stuff, or maybe you're a charity, or you've got friends and you club together and you know, you're going to pool items and sell them for a charitable contribution. Maybe you like to go to bring and buy sales and jumble sales and, you know, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yards, do they have yard sales in the UK? I don't know. And you're looking out for that little fob watch that makes you a millionaire, Rodney. Then maybe you want to get a few of these. You can only order one at a time. Look, it's completely free. Order as many as you like, but just bear in mind, each one will be processed as a separate valuation. So, but maybe you want to have one to use right now and one or two to stick in the drawer. And that's fine. But if you need, if you want to process, if it's not all going to fit into this, and you've got a whole batch of stuff you want to do in one valuation, then just call Postgold for Cash. Their number's included. You'll have a unique reference number which will appear on the front, on the bottom of your envelope, and they will then send you additional envelopes. That way it's all tied to the same reference. They'll all be processed at the same time, one valuation, one amount of money put into your account as a total. But they never expire. You can have them lying around. And if you need to get one of these and you do it during the week, any weekday except Friday, or even possibly Thursday, it's a 48-hour turnaround. If you order it Monday, you get this Tuesday, you take it to the post office by close of business Tuesday, they receive it Wednesday, you've got the offer and the money in your bank Tuesday. Now, if you do it Wednesday, but if you do it before the weekend, you might have a Sunday in the way that'll add an extra day. But if you've already got these lying around, it's 24-hour service. If you suddenly, maybe you work in the funeral business, or I don't know, or a business where you're constantly receiving redundant precious metals of some kind. You've got a bunch of these lying around. It's 24 hours. You do it on a weekday. You send this out to the post office before it closes. It arrives the next day. They'll call you in the afternoon. You'll have the money in your account the same day. Unless you want a cheque, then obviously the cheque will arrive the next day. And if you want cash, that will arrive the next day. And the only time you're ever going to pay for anything, if you want cash, they will get the money out of the bank for you. All they ask is that you pay for the insured envelope to have it sent to you, which is £9. They do that by bank transfer over the phone. And if you buy extra insurance, £3 for £1,000 worth of insurance, or £10 for £2,500 worth of insurance, if you don't accept the offer, or if your items are worth nothing, that's the only time you've paid for the insurance and you don't get the money reimbursed. But if you want the items sent back to you, if there's at least one precious item, they'll send them back for free, and they will insure the return package to you with the same level of insurance you paid extra for. They'll literally pay extra and match it. Now, if you've got all of your items, they're all costume jewellery and they're not worth anything, you can have them sent back to you if you want. Again, all they ask is that you pay for basically the first class envelope to return them, or they can just dispose of them for you as scrap if you wish. You must check out, ladies and gentlemen. You can call the number 033 241 241. You can go to shopontv.co.uk/gold, click on your free gold selling pack, add it to your basket and check out. Click buy now, check out. It's costing you zero, nada, niente, ničego. So as long as you get your pack, send it in whenever you like. It never expires. The offer never expires. But when you do it through Shop on TV versus any other way and directly to Postgold for Cash, you are guaranteed that if you accept an offer, you will get an extra 10% when you accept it. No obligation, though. You don't have to sell it if you don't want to. You don't have to sell all of it. You can sell all of it, some of it, or none of it. An extra 10% on top of your valuation. Now, when it says on top of your... I want to make this up. Actually, this is a little unclear here. Excuse me. Where it says extra 10% until 30th of April, that's not strictly accurate because there is no limit to when you'll get the extra 10% on your valuation. I don't know why that's on there. Now, the prize draws, they do have a cut-off date, which is the 30th of April, but that's just for the current prize draw. There are 3 that you'll be entered into for free. No obligation, again, no information shared or sold. But then once the 30th of April has passed and they've selected a winner, the 1st of May, there's a new one that starts. They run every 4 months. But the extra 10% is not limited to the 30th of April. Actually, my producer might make a note of that because that is incorrect, I think. I don't know, I didn't notice that before. Simple as that. Now, Charlie, because you're also a fabulous presenter and one of our most trusted...
I've learnt a lot.
Oh, stop now. Yes. one of our most trusted brand ambassadors here at Shop on TV.
Stop it, well, please.
Honestly, this man is...
Someone paying you to say that?
He couldn't tell it. He couldn't tell a lie if I paid him. Honestly, I love this man.
I wouldn't represent someone I didn't trust or didn't believe in. Yeah.
But because you know what you're doing, I'm going to ask you a question I've never asked any other guest.
Oh, my word.
It's very specific.
Go on.
Let's do a recap. Charlie, please explain everything. Go.
Go. Right, well, do you know what? In a nutshell, if you've got some precious metals lying around, if you've got some old bits of jewellery that doesn't mean anything to you or it doesn't have any sentimental value, get one of these packs, send in to Postgold for Cash, and you could well receive quite a lot of money. Who knows? Who knows? It's worth a go, isn't it? Even if you're just curious, it's absolutely worth a go. So people love Postgold for Cash. Well, they have done for many years. They've been going since 2009, 16 years, nearly 17 years days ago now, they've had over 280,000 customers. 92% of those customers have accepted the offer. You're under no obligation to, but for me, that says an awful lot.
Yeah, it means the offers are good.
It means the offer is very, very good, and they're so trustworthy. Again, I actually went to see them a few weeks ago. I met the team there. They are lovely. It's such a professional outfit. It's brilliant. But if you order a pack today, they should arrive tomorrow on Saturday. If you're quick, get it to the post office via prepaid special delivery. They will receive it then Monday.
That's included, though, right?
That's included.
You're not paying for that. They send you
prepaid. Yeah, you don't pay anything. Okay, it's insured up to £750. If you think your items are worth more, you can pay a bit extra. The maximum is £2,500 worth of insurance. If you do want that, that's completely up to you. And then they'll receive it on Monday. They work out what they think it's worth. They call you with an offer. If you accept it, great, that you will have that money in your account by 4 p.m. So if you order it now and you're quick, then you can get money in your account.
On Monday?
But this coming Monday by 4 p.m. And honestly, I was talking to the guys there. What does it feel like to call these people with the offer? Because they know their prices are right. They know they're so fair. The chance are people do accept it. It's a very high chance. It makes people's day. It really, really does. Now, look, it doesn't matter what precious metals you've got. If it's gold, if it's silver, palladium, if it's platinum, it makes no difference. Send it in. You might be quite into gold. You might be into hallmarks and purities and all that. Great. If you're not, send it in anyway. It doesn't matter. Now, when it comes to hallmarks, don't worry about it too much. I'm just really into this. There's a few different hallmarks you can look for. The most popular one people talk about is the purity. So if you see a number, for example, 375, that's 9 carat gold you've got there. So that's 37.5% gold. And it can go much higher than that too, don't forget. In fact, you know what? They do get quite a lot of 22 carat gold actually as well.
Yeah, sure.
And that's quite older jewellery.
Yeah.
Because lots of people's elderly ancestors, like great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents.
Is that 91.6%?
91.6%, so it would be 916, yeah, absolutely right. And yeah, so who knows? It could well be that. But if it hasn't got a hallmark on it, please send it in anyway. And if you're wondering, OK, well, how do Post Gold for Cash know what the purity is? Because obviously that's one of the factors they base the valuation on. They have this here. This is called an X-ray analyzer. This is actually an old one. The ones they've got there are far more modern than this. These are worth about £15,000 to £20,000. So what they do, they scan the item, and this gives you such a precise reading. I had to play around with this when I went down south a few weeks ago. It tells you with such pinpoint accuracy the purity of all the metals that are in there, all the precious metals and all of the non-ferrous, the base metals. All of it will be recorded in there, so you've got complete peace of mind. So guys, if you're thinking, well, why now? The price of gold is at an all-time high. All-time high. And the live gold trading price is available for anyone to see at any one time. You can see the graphs just go all the way up like that.
1 year.
And this is the LBMA. They basically manage the live gold prices, and this is what they refer to.
If you've got any questions at all, obviously we're here to answer them. Post Gold for Cash, you can call them later today. They're business hours, weekdays, and ask them anything you like. There are no silly questions. You do whatever makes you happy and satisfied. But what I love about this is it's a very specific formula. It is the mid-market rate, the live rates on the day.
That's right.
And then a very specific,
very up to date,
prescribed percentage that they retain for their services. It's like a fee, essentially, a broker's fee. But you're still, people anecdotally are telling us that they're getting higher valuations than from Post Gold for Cash than anywhere else. Particularly, obviously, if you were going to use a pawnbroker, that's a different model. You can't really compare them because they are, from what I understand, trying to obviously buy the items from you for as low as possible. And then if you don't buy them back within a particular period of time, they sell them for as high as possible. It's it's basic trading, right? This is a different model. They're not trading. They just want the gold. They want the silver or the platinum or the palladium. They want the precious metal, and so you're going to get the actual rates for the commodity that is gold, minus modest percentage for their services, for processing and
it is modest because reputation is everything.
Yeah,
'Cause there are
yeah.
online gold buyers out there.
And you can't get a better price because they'll match anyone else's
This is
if you
it.
can provide proof of it, as long as they're an online gold buyer.
Absolutely right. They will match it. And do you know what? You don't get an excellent Trustpilot review if you are not a decent, solid company.
Can I say
That's
something?
exactly what
I've
they
got to
are.
be careful how I say this.
Go on.
Have you ever sold precious gold?
I haven't personally, no, but do you know what? I know my parents got some in their attic, and I spoke to them the other day, and I thought, Mum, Dad, I spoke to my mum, have a look, because I'm sure there's some bits on there from my grandparents, and some things were left to me that I've inherited, and I need to go through. So next time I'm back up north, I'm going to have a look,
Yeah, it can, because I did it when I was young. I mean, I got rid of two engagement rings this way, and it can be quite intimidating, because you feel like you want to haggle and then you can't, and you don't, and plus you don't speak necessarily from a position of authority or knowledge when you try to use other ways, and particularly if you're selling online. Man, did I get ripped off when I sold a watch online by a customer who obviously knew what they were doing. This is just my personal experience, but it was an expensive watch, but they claimed that part of the movement was missing.
Right.
And I had no way to, because I'd been given that by the manufacturer of this particular watch. I had no way, even though I was certain it was working, but I couldn't prove it. So they actually asked to keep the watch, but they wanted a chunk of money back, and I had no choice but to do it. I did it through an online auction site, and I didn't. I just felt ripped off. I felt disgusted. And you
it's
can
the
feel
time
a bit,
it's taken as well.
The time, and you can feel a bit kind of icky and dirty.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
Don't you?
Whereas this, it's just a pleasure. It really is.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, just for a moment, if you just stopped for a second and allowed your mind to wander and think about money? Have you ever been in a situation where right now you could say to yourself, I actually do need some money right now. I could use some extra money right now. Crikey, I've got down to...
Could be bills, cost of living.
Rent due in 3 days.
Yeah.
I had... Where's the money coming from? I don't know. Where else do you know of that on a Thursday... Well, Friday... Was it Friday morning now, isn't it? Friday morning, you can have money in your account by Tuesday, literally the other side of the weekend. Where else could you do that if you've got precious metals lying around that are doing nothing for nobody? I mean, it's when I think it can really help some people out here.
And it has done, yeah.
And it has done,
They have lovely stories, and when people are able to get their cars fixed, people are able to get their boiler service, get their boiler fixed, things like that. And also, so it's practical things like that. I mean, obviously, we don't talk about the cost of living and all that, because people know that, don't they? People know that. But
£27 for fish and chips. It's gone up.
Oh, honestly,
I went back to London
coffee
for 4 days,
Honestly, don't get me started. But you know what, though? It's... and we're talking about making memories too, because if you've got some old jewellery, just collecting dust, if you did send it into Post Gold for cash, and if you accept an offer, then it might even be enough to pay for a family holiday, a weekend away, or even buy another piece of jewellery where that will evoke memories, and that does become important. There's no point having things just lounging around in boxes collecting dust that has no sentimental value for you at all. So if it doesn't mean anything to you and you want to see how much it's worth, you might just be curious. You don't have to accept any offers, no obligation at all. Send it in, whether it's gold, silver, platinum, palladium, makes no difference. Order this pack today. And if you send it back on Saturday, you can have the money in your account this coming Monday, if you choose to accept the offer. If you're not happy with the offer, they'll send it back to you, and it's still free.
Yeah, as long as there's one precious item.
Absolutely,
yeah. Prince has asked, hiya, can you send in bonded gold or gold-plated? No. The only thing that they will not... Well, they won't accept anything that isn't a precious metal. So copper or copper nickel coins, foreign currency, fashion watches, costume, rolled, gold-plated, metal-core jewellery, pinchback jewellery, silver-plated, the electroplated nickel, silver tableware, unless you know it is real silver. If you've got cutlery or tableware or a platter or a jug or something like... or a serving spoon or a soup canteen, whatever it may be, if it's got one lion in profile, so like the England emblem, but with just one lion, not
for the
three,
assay office,
that means it is silver. Yeah. If it's not got if it's got almost anything else, then don't bother. And remember, if it's too big to fit in a package, which obviously one of a big soup, what do they call them, tureen or whatever they're called, would be, just put it in a box, make sure it's securely fastened, and stick this to the top. And this will act as a label, and the post office will still honour it and send it back. By the way, I just want to say very quickly, and then we're going to give you some great examples because and you'll get to meet the team from Post Gold for Cash as well. But one of our most loyal viewers, he's been with us since we were on ITV back at the other company we worked for. I know him personally. I've met him a few times, twice by accident and twice deliberately. In fact, we were just in Orlando and tried to meet at Disney World or one of the theme parks, but unfortunately our schedules, we were in different parks at different times. He's watching right now. His name is Chris Beckers. He's a phenomenal. He's also a huge sci-fi fan, so he's a man after my own heart.
Oh, right.
And he says, "Can you wish my parents, Linda and Ken Beckers, a happy golden wedding anniversary for Saturday?"
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary for Saturday.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And
That's
thank you,
good
Chris.
timing.
Honestly, he came when we were in London. He came and visited the studios. He's a really great bloke. Right. So congrats to your parents and yeah. Now, I think it's time.
Where do we go from here?
Well, I think we should show the good folks at home these mysterious, mythical people, creatures, if you want to call them that, from Post Gold for Cash. So you're going to meet Sam and Steve now. We've got a little video. We've got a few videos of them, actually, but this is with a show that we did in our previous studio with Sean and Hayley. And these are examples of types of things that you may send in, and it's a bit of a guessing game. It's a bit of a game show because Sean and Hayley are trying to figure out what's worth what, and they're not doing very well. Eddie.
You've got the odd earrings and rings. Stone's missing. Perfect. Send it in. Back of a watch. Something like
Could
that.
we move that?
Can I just
very
grab that out
technical
your
gun.
way?
We'll talk you through that in a moment. Lovely.
You've obviously got white gold, yellow gold. There is no difference. It's just the colour. So the gold content would still be either 9, 14, 18. That's still the same. So the colour makes no odds. I mean, for example, this little box here. What do you think that may well be worth? I mean,
it's a little treasure trove there, isn't it?
I don't know. It's really tricky, isn't it?
Because I don't think a lot of people realise how valuable gold is.
No.
And that constant, well, it's been constant, the way it's gone up and up and up, hasn't it? And we'll show you examples of that as we go through. So you want us to guess?
I want you to guess.
The value of this box.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to go £300. Higher or lower, Hayley? Higher or lower for the game?
Oh, I'm gonna go higher.
Okay, where are you going?
Oh, have I got to pick a number? I thought I could just go higher and win. I'm gonna go 425.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's very precise.
300, 425.
Okay, so
have we got a reveal?
A little
big
reveal there.
in here.
You ready?
Dun, dun, dun. Can't turn it around.
Sorry.
Can't get hold of it. Oh, hang on. Approximately £750 worth.
But do you know the best thing is if we sent that to you via Shop on TV, doing your order, getting your free pack, that would be more than 750.
This would give you 10%
10%
more.
extra.
Yes,
Another
they've got
another £75.
another £75 on top.
So it'd go from 750 to 825. That's our exclusive deal. Remember, you're going to get an extra 10% on the valuation of whatever you send.
And remember, you're ordering on our website, or you can order on our phones like normal. You need to pop it in the website into your basket, check your basket out as if you were ordering something. But it's completely free
pack,
of charge.
Free postage, free valuation, and free returns if you don't accept the valuation.
That's fantastic.
Where should we go? Where should we go?
Okay, so we've got some around the front here. So there's just a little single gold ring sat there in the drawer, doing nothing.
Okay.
What do we think?
I'm thinking £100.
Oh gosh.
I should pick it up.
It's quite thick, isn't it?
Now I'm thinking more than £100.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I don't know. 200.
Smell it.
200.
Smell it? No. Is that a thing?
Shall I try it on? 200.
Okay, I said 100.
Okay, you ready?
Changed my mind.
No way.
For
one item?
For one item, yeah.
And is that because of the weight?
And because of the grade.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a higher grade of gold. So the purity of gold within it is higher. That's 22 carat gold.
Wow.
Now, quite often, sort of your grandparents, they would often have 22 carat.
£500.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll just look after
Oh
that.
no, you that on.
Okay.
Wow. And one more thing, what else?
Okay, so then we've got this one. Now this is unhallmarked.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So,
So people might think,
well, should I send it? You know, how do I know what it is?
Yes.
So obviously we test it. We have the magical little gun
gun
we
you
have
showed us.
moved casually off the table. So we would use that to test this. If anything comes in unhallmarked, okay, so it's like an X-ray, and it will determine what the contents of the gold is within the item. So that's a high grade of gold. It's just a few items, isn't it?
okay, I'm
So,
going to go.
I mean, it's really pretty, but I would probably look at that and think probably it wasn't real gold. So you just don't know, do you?
Exactly.
So, price-wise, don't, how much?
I didn't guess.
Because I would think that wasn't proper gold. Oh my word, there's another
It kept
zero.
coming, look.
Wow.
2,500. So you could be so pleasantly
And then you get an
surprised.
extra 10%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that £250 extra?
Yes.
It
Oh
is.
my word.
And that's the reaction we get from our customers
I
when we call them
bet.
back.
How lovely.
We've got the conversations we have are incredible.
I bet it's really
with the
satisfying.
gratitude and the excitement, because it's the thought of what we can now do with that cash. It's recycled that precious metal.
Yeah.
And what can we do now?
What you can do now is you can check out. By the way, can I just say, I have to. I know they never draw attention to a mistake, but Sam, if you're watching, that was obviously the Greek spelling or abbreviation of approx, because in English it does have two P's. Or not two P's, that's the question. Sorry. I used to proofread books, so I'm a spelling nerd, you know, and stuff like that.
It's eye for detail, Rob. You got an
Eye for detail.
This is it.
Some say that's why I got this job.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go.
The other reason that's been attributed is that I'm utterly insane. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to explain something to you here. If you are one of the people, the 60 people that have this sitting in your basket, you're not going to get your pack. I want to explain, I'll do this as succinctly as I can. Because, I'm being timed now, because Shop on TV have done we have a special joint venture with Postgold for Cash. They are our preferred partner for this because we consider them the best. We've vetted many, and this is the service we chose. So we have a very good relationship with them. And exclusively, that partnership yields a massive benefit to you. And it's not available anywhere on this. It's not like they're going to start doing a special offer at some point in the future that's going to come anywhere close to this. You get an extra 10% on top of your valuation offer. Whatever your valuation offer is, you will get free money, 10% added on top. No limit. The sky's the limit. It's ridiculous, but if you were offered £1 million for your items, there'd be some pretty impressive items, you would get £100,000 free money on top. If it's £1,000, you get 100 extra. If it's 10,000, you get 1,000 extra, and so you understand the concept of 10%. So that's only through Shop on TV. That is why Shop on TV are taking the orders. Unlike a simpler law or some of the other services that we offer where you just fill out a form directly on their website, this is going through Shop on TV. We are processing it as an order. So essentially we've added it as a product. Just like all it is, it's three things. It's two things I've got. You get a letter, you get a form, you get a bubble mailer, and you get a prepaid guaranteed special delivery envelope. In an envelope like that. That's what you're getting. That's your product. So we have it as a physical product on our website, in our systems, if you're calling by phone. The reason for that is that when you place an order, that order, through our secure closed systems, gets transmitted to Postgold for Cash, completely securely. And we don't ever sell or share your information. They don't ever sell or share your information. So two people are going to see your information, us and them. And that is so that when they receive those orders from us, even though you're not paying, it's £0 and 0 pence free P&P. Essentially, they know that your pack has come from Shop on TV. They will attribute a unique customer reference number to you, which will be reflected in a sticker on the front of the envelope. So that means that no matter what amount of money your offer is worth, you will be guaranteed that 10% on top. There is no limit to how much that can be. There is also no limit to how many times you can use the service through Shop on TV and continue to receive 10% on top of your valuation. And I guarantee you, empirically, if you sent 2 identical items on the same day and they were received on the same day by Postgold for cash, because they base everything on the live market rates for gold that day from the official organisation that does that sort of thing, they would give you exactly the same valuation for the identical items. The difference is the one you sent directly, that would be it and all about it. Thank you very much, good night. And the one you sent through Shop on TV would get the extra 10% on top every single time. So because we've added this as a product to our website, it's not being transmitted live to Shop on TV. It's only being transmitted when you place your order. In other words, check out. You have to check out just like you would if you were buying a toaster oven or a widget or a flange or a thingamajig, whatever, you know, any product that you would buy online. If you don't check out, the order isn't sent, the info isn't received by Postgold for cash, you don't get your pack. So very quickly, there are 3 different ways that you can go about this. Let's do it each way for you just so you can see. 4 ways actually. Number 1, you call the number on the screen, 0333 241 241. If you do that now, they'll know the item that is on air, and they'll say, do you want your free gold selling pack? And you can say, yes, thank you very much. All we ever take is name, address, phone number and email, so that we can send you, essentially send that information to Postgold for cash and you'll get your pack. Also, if you take a note of the item number, if you ever want to come back in future, and let's say we are selling a vacuum cleaner one night, but you're calling the call centre because you want another pack, you can only order 1 at a time for reasons Charlie will explain later. If you need extra ones, you're going to call Postgold for cash for those. But you can come back at any time you like, quote that item number, and also you can go to our website and you can put that item number in the search bar. In fact, actually, put the item number in the search bar, would you please, Fraser? 67123, whatever it is, and look, boom, straight to the product page, right? So there it is as a product. Click on that. Or actually you can add it to your basket if you want. In this case, I'd say there's really no point, because if you add it to your basket, then you've got to go to your basket, then you've got to check out. If you click, you can. If you go buy now, it just takes you straight to the checkout page. Either sign in if you've got an account, create an account if you want one, it's free from Shop on TV, just means you can check out quicker next time, or order as a guest, and then we don't save any of your information. Look, name, that's all we need, email address, click I'm not a robot. Obviously, on the next page, you will give your mailing address and your phone number, and that no payment information is required whatsoever. But you have to check out. Now, the other way to do it is you can go directly to our gold page. And actually, if you want a summary, maybe you've just tuned in. If you're watching on +1, by the way, then obviously you've got a little way to go. It's even live, we've still got about another hour left. But also, if you're watching on ITVX, then you can actually, on most services, you can actually click, start from the beginning, and you'll see the whole thing from the beginning. But if you go to our direct page, which is shopontv.co.uk/gold, you can get there by clicking any one of the Postgold for cash banners on our website as well, or you can just type the URL directly into your browser, and everything you need to know is there about the offer, about the prize draws. There are FAQs. There is the fine print. Well, it ain't fine print, but there are a couple of asterisks on things but the answers are not, sort of complicated legal jargon that ties you up in knots and you don't know whether you're coming or going. It's very basic, honest, transparent information, and it's common sense. But look, how to order. You get your pack your gold items, take it to the post office, receive an offer, accept the offer and receive the money. It's all the steps are there. And if we scroll down, please, Fraser, there's even more information. So look, they tell you about Postgold for cash. And that's it. So there's loads of information there. You can also go to their website, postgoldforcash.com, and peruse their website. The only thing I would say is don't order your free gold selling pack directly from their website, because if you do, you won't get the extra 10%. Come back to us, and remember, they will match. And if you've ever used another online, it has to be an online scrap gold buying company. if you've sent something similar off to them in the past and you've received an offer that you weren't happy with and you had your items sent back and you've still got a receipt, probably an email receipt, that shows what you were offered for those items, and you send those identical items to Post Gold for cash with and say, will you match the offer? And you can provide that proof to them. Again, very basic common sense, right? There's nothing else they need. Then they will match it. But even better than that, they will still value your items, and if they value them higher, or if the gold prices have gone up and you would receive more money if you just sent it to them directly first time round, and you've got a lower offer from somewhere else, they won't just match the lower offer and not tell you about it. They'll say, well, actually, your items are worth this much more, and we'll offer you the higher amount. That's how honest they are. But you must check out. 60 people are not going to get their pack until almost 70 now, until you check out. Remember, they don't expire. You can have this sitting in a drawer. One customer sent one of these back 10 years after they'd ordered their pack. These Royal Mail envelopes do not expire. And you can use them if you've got big items. You can tape this to a box, any size or weight, as long as you can get it to the post office. And it has to go to the post office because they need to scan it. That gives you proof of postage. It also activates your insurance, £750 standard. You can upgrade that. Charlie will talk about that more in a moment. And it's free from start to finish. Free to get the pack. Free to send the pack back. You don't have to stick a stamp on this or pay for any postage at the post office. It is paid for. It is free. That's £9 worth of value that you're being sent by Post Gold for cash to send your items back. When you accept the offer, you get the money in your account the same day. If you want a cheque, they'll mail it out the same day. You'll get it the next day. If you want cash, they'll get it out the bank and send it to you the same day, and you should get it the next day. The only thing, if you want cash, is they ask that you pay for the secure postage for that cash to get to you, which is about £9. So, but it all starts with you checking out right now. Get your packs, and if you need multiple packs, well, we'll cover that. So that's my bit done.
Yeah. Well,
insurance.
Yeah. Do you know what I've got to say?
That was very succinct, 9.5 minutes.
I love that.
I did
honestly,
very well.
It's thorough, and that's why, for those reasons Rob said, that's why order your pack here on Shop on TV. But if you're also wondering, why now? Why sell your gold or your precious metals now? It's because the price of gold is at the highest it's ever been. In fact, to be more precise, it's increased by 60% over the past year. It's gone up by 60%, so now is the time. It's actually gone up by 90% over the past 3 years. And what we're looking at here, we checked this today. This is the current valuation of gold. This is what they call the live gold price. And they won't look at this on Monday, because it will be changed by then. They will look at the live gold price on Monday. So the valuation that they're going to offer you on your gold will be bang up to date with the price that's set that day. And that's the LBMA, that's the London Bullion Market Association. They set the global benchmark of the valuation of gold. Right, so that's your peace of mind.
I always like to do, because I always fancy myself as a game show host, and
let's do it.
Well, let's do the quick fire round.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
What will they accept? What won't they accept?
All precious metals. And if something looks like gold, but it doesn't turn out to be gold, don't worry. They'll call you and just explain it over the phone. Because at least you'll know then. At least you'll know you've got nothing to lose here.
So what isn't gold? What don't they accept?
OK, so non-ferrous metal. So if it's like copper, if it's just the base metal, then no. If it's rolled gold or plated gold, then no. Costume jewellery, no. Like I said, rolled gold, no. Metal core jewellery, no. Silver-plated jewellery, no. But what they do accept is gold coins, earrings, gold necklaces, chains, bracelets, bangles, pendants, rings, brooches. It might just be one earring. It might be a broken bit of jewellery. I mean, that is absolutely perfect. But we could also add to that list, actually.
Well, anything that's gold.
Anything that's gold. Even
or
a
silver,
gold tooth.
or platinum.
Yeah, anything at all.
Maybe you've got a gold hairpin.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, maybe you've got a gold fish.
Yeah, I mean, they've had all sorts of things sent to them, some things I won't mention. But they could tell you some stories. But yeah, if it's gold...
Gold piercings.
Send it. Gold
piercings.
Yeah, honestly, I won't go into stories, but they do. But seriously...
that says it all.
Anything that's gold, anything that's precious metal, send it in. But if you're not an expert... don't worry about it. Send it anyway. If you're curious what it is valued, even if it's not worth anything, say, sorry, it's not worth anything, then they'll just scrap it for free. You haven't lost anything.
And just let's face it, if Donald Trump falls on hard times,
well,
he could send his toilet in, couldn't he?
There we go.
Or his taps.
Or
his bidet.
That's a conversation there, isn't it?
Well, you know, put it on a big box, and then stick that on the top.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it doesn't. As long as it's a precious metal, it could be anything. Yeah. It could be a gold. Maybe. Do you know a big one?
Could be cutlery.
Trophies.
Trophies, yeah, it could be. Yeah,
cutlery.
Jewellery is the vast amount of what they get. Awards, yeah. It might be.
Yeah.
And you might attach, I don't know, maybe negative memories to it. It could be a marriage, unfortunately, that didn't work out.
Sure.
Or maybe you've inherited some jewellery. Maybe you never saw that person wear their jewellery, so it doesn't really hold sentimental value.
It could be a candlestick.
It could be candlestick, yeah.
I mean, and again, it doesn't have to be gold. The majority is gold. That's why they're called post-gold for cash, because post-gold, silver, platinum, palladium, or iridium for cash didn't quite trip off
This is a bit of a tongue twister.
A bit long URL as well.
It's a bit longer.
But they do take anything precious. And what about gemstones?
Gemstones, they don't accept gemstones, but they do look at diamonds. OK, so if it's a quarter carat or more, then they will look into
single diamond only.
A single diamond, yeah.
So if
and obviously natural, not they check to make sure it's not lab grown either.
Yeah. But if you've got smaller diamonds, smaller gemstones, pearls, opals, anything like that,
best to try and take those out yourself. I mean, they can always post them back to you if you want, but if you can pry them apart, then absolutely great.
They will try and get them out for you if...
Yeah, they will. They will try.
For it, yeah.
And if you want that
back... They can't guarantee it.
No, they can't guarantee it. If you're not worried about the actual stone, then they just send it off. It all gets melted down.
Look, if it's melee diamonds, the little chips of diamond, it's probably not worth very much.
I wouldn't worry about that. Well, again, it's up to you unless it holds sentimental value.
It could be a big ruby.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Maybe, and this is the other thing, maybe you've got a really stonking stone, but you just don't like the setting anymore.
Yeah.
And you're going to go
it's old-fashioned. It's dated a bit. Yeah,
you're going to get it reset, or you want to get something that was in a ring, maybe it was an engagement ring, but had a whopper of a diamond, watch out Titanic, don't go too near this one.
Yeah.
But you want to have it put in a necklace or a pendant or something like that, but the gold's left over, get rid of the gold.
Yeah, this is it. Get the gold. And do you know what? So many people are thrilled with the offer that they received. In fact, they've had over 280,000 customers now. 92% of them have accepted the offer because they're that thrilled with the price. And again, there's no obligation. If you don't want it, they call you. So you have a nice conversation with them on the phone. And they're so friendly. They are lovely. If you've got any questions there, they give you the time. And you know what? You don't get an excellent Trustpilot score if you're not doing something right. 4.7 out of 5 to be precise. I checked earlier. And there are various gold comparison websites. So there's actually one called goldcomparison.co.uk, and they did an independent test where they sent gold and precious metals to various different online gold buying companies, and number one, they voted post-gold for cash as number one. As soon as you go onto the website goldcomparison.co.uk, if you did want to, you'll see post-gold for cash there bang, straight away. And they're proud of that.
There are
got
loads
that
of
on the
reviews
website.
on Reddit and all over the place.
By
the way, I just want to explain something, ladies and gentlemen. One of the pitfalls of being an unscripted presenter, where you're literally making it up as you go along, is that sometimes on a show like this, and Charlie will bear this out because we're both guilty of it tonight, there's one thing that you always forget to keep mentioning.
Go on.
So there was a question I should have asked you right the way at the start of midnight, and we have covered it, but one of the questions probably a lot of people will ask is it safe to send my precious metals?
Absolutely safe, you get complete peace of mind for a number of reasons. So when you get your pack home, once you put the jewellery inside or your precious metal, you take it to the Royal Mail, to the post office. It's very important. And it's sent via special delivery. Why is that good? It's end-to-end tracking. So the moment you walk out to the post office, it's trackable. And they don't just send it at a, inverted commas, safe space, it's signed for. So it's handed to a person.
Individually, each one is scanned.
Individually, it's scanned. Like I said, secure delivery, next working day, and you also get that full insurance protection. So by default, automatically, your parcel will be insured, and it's prepaid for up to £750. If you think your items are worth more, you can up the ante, you can pay a bit more to cover it up to £1,000, or maybe, let's say, for an extra £10, you can insure up to the maximum, which is £2,500.
So the customer will pay for that at the post office?
That's right, yeah.
But then, well, in fact, here it is. So If you think your items are worth more than $2,500, then please send them in separate Royal Mail special delivery envelopes. You'll need to get more of those from Postgold for Cash. Charlie will cover that in a moment. But just bear in mind that, look, there's nothing if you're going to accept the offer, they will refund that anyway. So, look, if you're not sure what your items are worth, just pay the tenner. Yeah. Because as long as you accept the offer, they'll refund it anyway.
Plus the extra 10%.
Yeah,
if you get it through Shop on TV. Yeah.
So if you need extra, because you can only order one of these from Shop on TV with very specific reason. Would you care to explain?
Absolutely. So what you arrive home, so if you're ordering it today, tomorrow, being Saturday, of course, you're going to get a letter which explains everything Rob and I are talking about, all the information you need about Postgold for Cash is there. If you want to call them, you can do. The phone number is there. You also get a form to fill in. It's very, very straightforward. And you also get this little pouch, which is going to protect your jewellery or your precious metals. It could be any metal you want to put inside there, any precious metal. You put it all into this envelope, you seal it, you walk it down or take it to the post office.
Not the letter, so just the mailer and the form, right?
Yes, you put your jewellery and you include the form in here. Yeah. If you forget the form, don't worry, you're going to have a unique code on the envelope, so they'll still be able to contact you. And it does happen, people do forget to put the form on, so don't worry. So your form and your precious metal in the bag, you take it to the post office, it's sent, next day delivery, prepaid for special delivery, which again is trackable and it's insured as well.
Well, because they scan the barcode, give you a physical receipt. That's right. Your tracking information.
That's your proof of postage.
It's also your proof of postage, isn't it? That's right, in case anything goes wrong. They also weigh it.
That's right.
And then Postgold for Cash weigh it their end to verify they're the same. And if you've paid for extra insurance, they put a sticker on the envelope saying which one it's £3 or £10. So if you do decide not to accept the offer and you want the item sent back, all right, yes, that's the only time you're out of pocket £3 or £10, but Postgold for Cash will return the items to you for the same level of insurance. So if you've paid £3, they'll pay the extra £3 and send it back valued or insured for £1,000. If you've paid £10, they'll pay £10 and send it back to you insured for £2,500.
Or if you don't want it back, they'll just scrap it for free.
Yeah.
They're happy to do that for you.
It's the only time you spend money, or if you want cash.
Yeah, this is it.
Or if your items are worth nothing and you want them sent back to you.
If I think of the worst case scenario,
you just pay for the return envelope.
This is it. That's the worst case scenario.
Four scenarios.
Let's say you put some metal, some jewellery in a bag, but it's not precious metal. Yeah. They'll get on the phone. They'll still talk to you about it. Sorry, it's not. There's no value here. Yeah. Would you like it back? If you say yes, there's a small fee, a postage fee to get it back, or they'll scrap it for you for free. Yeah. But at least you know. Yeah. At least you know that what that was in your house.
Well, I think, look, most people, if you bought the whatever the items are yourself, you probably know what they are precious. Well, it's only if you've received things from somebody else and you don't know. Yeah, exactly. Unless they've got a hallmark on them and you can tell.
This is it. And if it hasn't got a hallmark, send it in anyway, because maybe you had a ring, your grandparent, maybe they had a ring resized and maybe the hallmark was lost, or maybe it's worn away. They're so small, sometimes you can't even see them that clearly. But you can look out for certain things. If it's got numbers on there, so for example, if it's 375, that's going to indicate 9-carat gold. So, if it goes up, and I try and remember them, if it's got
2.5,
750 on there, that's going to be 18-carat gold.
7.75 pure gold.
So in other words, 75%. That's fantastic. So absolutely send that in. You could also look for symbols. So if it's an anchor, for example, or it's going to be a leopard or a rose, which is actually the Yorkshire rose, that's a certification of approval, basically, from the assay office. Right. And there are 4 current assay offices around the UK. They're government institutions. So basically, if you're making a piece of jewellery, you want your potential customer to know that it's the real deal, which is why they send it to an assay office to get that hallmark. So if you see, for example, a castle that was approved at the Edinburgh assay office. So if you see a little castle, then that gets really exciting. Yeah. If you see a leopard, that means it was hallmarked at a London assay office. That's going to be something quite juicy there. Yeah. Get that sent in. Yeah. And actually, you can even see letters as a hallmark. Yes. So it's like letter dates.
Yeah, some will say 9K as well, just some.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And K's normally the American version of carats, and quite often in the UK you'll see CT. But do you know what? If you see...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it C in the UK?
Quite often, if it's a K, so
C
carats,
is usually gemstones and K is usually gold.
Well, I thought this. I googled it earlier, and I've saw a lot of different places.
Yeah.
And actually, on the and I think I double checked this on the LBMA. So if you see 9CT, that's like the UK.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
if you see 9K,
K,
that's the American version of carat.
Yeah, they
so carat is CARAT or KARAT.
Of course.
But carat can also mean something different. It can also mean something different when it comes to the 4 Cs, when it comes to gemstones and all the rest of it. But that's another thing.
Also very important, if it says CARROTT, it's not gold.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's a carat.
This is it. But again, don't get bogged down with all this. You don't need to know. We're just interested by it. But if you do see a number, that could represent the purity. If you see, again, it could be a symbol. That could mean another hallmark from an assay office. That gets really exciting. But if you don't see any hallmarks, again, send it in anyway. You don't need to be an expert at all. You might just think, darling, have we got, I know, we got that jewel in the attic. That looks like precious metal. Order this pack and send it in, because you might get a very juicy surprise. It might pay for a holiday. It might pay for a car service. Who knows? There's so many lovely stories from their customers. And again, they've had 280,000 customers. Excellent score on Trustpilot, and they've been going for, well, since 2009.
So as long as
peace of mind.
As long as it is precious metal, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, even iridium. I always say that when Sam says, she's like, iridium, what's iridium? Sam will find out what iridium's worth, I'm sure. I'm just doing that to see if anyone sends in some iridium.
Yeah, let us know.
And also, so purity, as long as it's not plated, because you're talking about a couple of microns thickness of gold on plating, it's not worth anything. Gold leaf, that sort of thing. Obviously, if it's costume jewellery, if it's not even gold plated, it's just gold coloured, that's not worth anything. If you've got cutlery or dishes or platters or things like that that you think are silver, there are high quality silver plated versions, and it will have numbers and various other things on it somewhere. But if it's solid silver, then it will have a lion in profile, so 1/3 of the England sort of emblem, basically.
For sterling silver,
for sterling silver, and then that you absolutely can send in, for cutlery, soup tureens, plates, you name it, trays. Got another email. Ava says, when the postage envelope comes, do I have to send something if I change my mind? No. You
Just
send
put
it when
in the
you
drawer,
want.
Keep it. You can
We're not going to send the police around to make you put some stuff in your envelope. No.
You could just keep it there. If in a year's time you find something, next time you're having a spring clean or having a bit of a sort, you might find something. I've still got that envelope. Keep it in the drawer. Why not? It's there when you need it.
You can get one and you can say to the husband, if you're not the husband, the fiancé, just saying, I'm keeping an eye on you, just in case. And also, by the way, it doesn't matter what colour of gold it is. If it's white gold, if it's yellow gold, there's a lot of very valuable Welsh gold, clog eye Welsh gold, which is often green gold. I believe there's even black gold.
So I hear.
It's still got pure 24 carat yellow gold in it. It's just alloyed with other metals. One of the reasons gold is alloyed, other than to change its colour, is because it's very soft. In the old prospecting days, they used to bite coin. Have you ever seen maybe on westerns where they bite a coin? Because gold's so soft, if it left a tooth mark, they knew it was gold, and if it didn't...
Right, that's right, yeah.
Then
it's quite soft.
Yeah.
And like you said,
so they alloy it for jewellery to keep it strong enough to, like a ring.
Yeah.
If you have an 18-carat gold ring and you lift something heavy, you can bend the shank very easily.
like dress wear for that special occasion, isn't it?
Yeah.
For everyday use.
9 carat if you're a builder and decorator.
Do
any heavy lifting.
This is it. And do you know what? And actually, in some other countries, like in Greece and in Germany, that you can get 8-carat gold there. So
I've never even heard of 8-carat.
Yeah, 8-carat gold. Yeah, you can do it. So if it's 8 carats, they'll still accept that.
See, here 9-carat is considered in America. They wouldn't even
to be able to sell something as gold in the UK legally, it has to be 9 carats. Yeah, and it has to be hallmark too. But again, if a hallmark gets lost when you're resizing a ring, then you're selling it anyway. So if it's got a hallmark, send it in. If it hasn't got a hallmark, still send it in. And actually, some of the competitors I hear sometimes they even offer you a lower price if it's not hallmarked. Post-Gold for Cash don't do that.
Really? Wow.
So whether it's hallmarked or not, they still give you the same price based on the purity, the weight, and the live gold price.
Because all they care about is the gold. It's all going to be melted down eventually.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the gold is the commodity. Should we have another little gander at some examples? And Sean and Hayley from a previous show, a different time, a different place, a different dimension. A dimension in space, a dimension in time. You've crossed over into the shopping zone. Here they are, trying to guess what things are worth.
We're going to look at some examples, and we'll go to those 3 examples that you laid out for us. Now, Sam did get us to guess what the value was.
I think I can guess now.
I think we'll do quite well.
I think we might get it right now. So we looked at this.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great little bag to send. If you can send a few bits, you can send just one item. But I think it's nice to have a little nosy round and send a few bits in. And what sort of stuff have we got in here?
So, I mean, we're looking at, onyx rings.
Oh, gosh, yes.
You mentioned earlier,
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve, and they're very much...
I remember mine had a stone in, and I lost the stone very early on.
There's been so many sort of gold rings that have been popular for so long, and then they go out of fashion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got white gold, so that's still gold. That's still 9-carat gold. It's just white.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, signet rings. It's pretty traditional. You often your grandparents sort of have a signet ring on the little finger, or use that as a wedding ring. So it doesn't look like there's that much there, really. And obviously, if I was making you guess again as to how much it was worth.
Well, we guessed, I think, what did you guess?
Wasn't it 2?
I think
3 and...
Did you say
I said
2?
3, I think, and you said
3 and 4, I think.
Right, okay,
Something
3
like
and
that.
4, we were
way out.
we were rubbish.
700.
Should have added it together, really, because you will get an extra 10% on top of that. So if that was your bag, they would normally ring up and say £750 is what it's worth. Would you like that money, or would you like to accept it? And you can say yes or no. If you say no, they'll send it back for free. But actually, they'll add on another £75 because you are getting your sort of postage pack via us here on Shop on TV, because we've got an exclusive where you'll get an extra 10% on the value.
So another £75 takes it to 825. Have I got that right? Yes.
All right, that sounds about right.
Call me countdown.
Easy maths right there.
Carol.
So that extra 10%, no matter what the value is to your envelope. And we've got another example. This one blew me away, because this is just a single
Visually,
gold
just
band.
looking at that, again, you'd think, well, it won't be, it's a gold. I think it's gold. I think it's got a hallmark. I think it's gold. It doesn't matter, as long as, send it in, even if it hasn't got a hallmark, if you think it's gold. You're looking at that thinking, it's a band. What do you think about... I think, did we guess about 100?
I think I said 100, yeah.
Quite low with it, weren't you?
Yeah, we were, yeah. Yeah, but it's a gold band. I wouldn't think
not much.
But it doesn't matter that it's not fancy and it's all singing and dancing. It's gold, and when you touch that and feel the weight, you do think, well, actually, it's
got something to it.
Gold. So, what price was this, Sam?
Okay, so you're looking in the region of £500.
For one item.
Around £500
of course,
for that.
For you today, and obviously these are just ideas, and it would be £550 because you got an extra 10% on top of that.
So with our exclusive offer, an extra 10% and 3 prize
And obviously
draws.
it's not going to be every gold ring that's going to be £500. No. It's all down to the weight and the gold. What gold is that?
So that's 22-carat gold.
Oh,
so
right.
the purity is much higher than, say, the 9-carat gold that we've got here.
Okay.
I'm wondering what purity the other side, this lamp is, actually. We've got any advances on 0? No. Charlie, do you want to do a little recap?
Yeah, sure.
And then we've got to tell you about Steve's story, which we'll show you in a moment, and also we'll hear more from Sam and the team about who Post-Gold for Cash are and all of that sort of stuff. But your summary has to be less than 9.5 minutes.
Okay, we'll try.
Or 9.5 weeks.
Keep me on track. Do you know what, though? If I asked about headliners, there are other gold buying companies out there, but honestly, Post-Gold for Cash, they are so trusted. They are loved. And again, they've had over 280,000 customers. They've got an excellent score on Trustpilot, 4.6 3.7 to be precise there. But you know what? People love them. The feedback they get. They've got over 3,000 reviews on Trustpilot, and we read some out live here or through our Shop on TV customers too, so people love them. But you know what? If you're thinking, right, why now? Should we get them sent in? We've got those bits of jewellery. We've got that one earring. Even if it's just one item, get it sent in. If it's just one ring that's maybe from your great-great-grandmother, it's in the attic, it has no sentimental value too, then folks, absolutely send it in. But why is literally now a good time? Well, gold is at the all-time highest price. And it's actually gone up, increased by 60% over the past 12 months. It's gone up by over 90% over the last 3 years. So that's why there's a big demand. Basically, the live gold price is a reflection of the supply and demand globally, and it is in demand. So guys, now is honestly the time. It's so easy as well. People love it for the simplicity post Gold for Cash. When you order your free pack today, this will arrive to your door Saturday, so tomorrow, of course, Saturday. If you're quick, if you get your jewellery ready or your precious metals, it's not just gold, it's silver, it's platinum, it's palladium, add it into the little pouch, fill out the form. You can read the letter too, that explains how it all works. You put the form, your precious metals, in the envelope, take it to the post office, and it's sent, prepaid by the way, it's sent special delivery, and your items have been insured to up to £750. If you want to pay a bit more to increase the cover, then you absolutely can do that. That's completely down to you. Then what happens on Monday, so this coming Monday, this will arrive at Post Gold for Cash. They will work out the value for you. They will call you and make you an offer. If you accept that offer, you will get money into your account that same day by 4 p.m. So if you're getting your free pack now and you accept the offer they make and give you over the phone on Monday, you can have money in your account this coming Monday by 4 p.m. How fantastic is that? If you don't accept the offer, they will return it back to you for free. You've got absolutely nothing to lose, guys. So even if you're not an expert with precious metals, Rob and I, because we're just interested, if you don't know about carats, maybe don't even know what carat is or anything, maybe don't understand the hallmarks, it literally does not matter. If you think something might be worth something, if it looks gold, if it looks silvery, put it into the envelope and send it in, because you might get in for a nice surprise. And you know what? They're such a lovely team there. I went down there. They are so passionate on gold. They've got a wealth of knowledge between them and peace of mind. They're going to give you a good price. And actually, by the way, while we're talking about prices, they will price match other deals you may have been offered from other online gold buyers. So you've got complete peace of mind there too. And yeah, they're very highly rated. People love them. The feedback they get, Rob, is fantastic. For the value, for the price they offer, for the speed, for the efficiency, and how friendly they are too. They have repeated customers. They have returning customers often. Yeah.
They just... I mean, I've not come across... That was 3.5 minutes, but he didn't cover everything.
No, I could carry on.
They just... I very rarely do I come across a company that is just so honest.
Oh, they're so honest.
I mean, they're
lovely people.
Butter would not melt, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
They're wonderful. They
I felt like I'd known them for ages.
I know. The first time I worked with Sam, and I felt like I'd known her for years. And the fact is that they will go... head over heels, bend over backwards, the extra mile, whatever euphemism you want to use, to help you. And we had a customer, one of the earlier shows that I did, who was calling from abroad and wanted to know if he could send his stuff in. And as long as you've got a UK bank account, if you are abroad, call them, because they'll figure out a way for you to get the item securely to them, as long as they have to pay into a UK bank account. That's the only sort of legal thing they have to do. But if you've got a single item that's worth more, you think is worth or know is worth more than £2,500, obviously you can't insure it by using even the maximum tier with Royal Mail. But again, call them and they will advise on different ways. Now, in that scenario, you might, to choose them as the service for your offer, you might have to pay to have that sent to them directly at whatever insurance premium cover you need. but they'll work it all out with you. That's why I said there are no wrong questions.
And you have a conversation on the phone at the end of the day. So they will be calling you. If you send your jewellery to them when you get the envelope on Saturday, you'll have a conversation with them. It could be Sam, it could be Tracy. They are lovely people, and they're not hard sell. They don't pressure you. They just offer you a price and they talk through what you've got. Some bits are valuable, but we did find this, we did find that, and honestly, the amount of people that are so thrilled with the offer. Again, out of 280,000 Postgold for Cash customers, 92% of them have accepted the offer. That says an awful lot, and I even read that on their own website.
Well, you know, it's interesting, and particularly if you've got jewellery that's been sitting around for a long time, and it's older jewellery. Now, you know, in my lifetime, most of the jewellery that I would have bought, even from you know, a teenager, would have been 9-carat gold. But then you might have sovereigns, which I forget what the exact purity of a sovereign is, but it's much higher.
Yes.
But if you've you know, the generation, like my parents' generation or my grandparents' generation...
Could be a higher purity.
If you've got an item that looks quite rich yellow, it could be 18... Buttery. It could be 18 carat. And when you... I mean, the difference in value between 9 carat and 18... Well, it's twice as valuable. So people get... They don't know necessarily what the purity of their gold is.
Honestly, the money people have received, it's covered family holidays. It's incredible. And there's a story I shared with you earlier. I spoke to Sam from Postgold for Cash, and have you had any stories recently? And not being nosy, we don't give away any names, of course, or monetary values.
The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
This is it. And there was one lady, this was recently, I think it was recent, who sent us some bits, and she got a lovely, lovely figure. And she accepted the offer. She had money in that same day by 4 p.m. And she used that money to buy herself a flight to Australia to meet her grandchildren for the first time. Wow. If it wasn't for that, it may have been a considerable amount of time before she met them. Oh, honestly, I love that. And people have paid for vet bills, emergency vet bills, emergency car services. People have replaced all the carpets in their house. People that have actually used the money they got from their scrap old jewellery to buy another piece of jewellery that is meaningful, engagement ring being one example. So, yes, it's about the money you receive, but it's also about the memories that you can put that money towards. Maybe you've never been to New York for a long weekend. Maybe you've always dreamt of that. It could well pay for that.
Do you know, I was thinking,
honestly, the lovely things.
I'm moving, finally moving out of South London, out of my flat, into going back to my beloved Harrow, where I grew up. Nice. To the top of the hill. But it occurred to me, because I remember when I moved from the States back to the UK in 2018, I had this big trunk that used to be my school trunk when I was at boarding school. And that's where I put a lot of my old 9-carat gold jewellery that I'd bought, you know, sort of back in the 90s. And I'd forgotten it was in there. And so maybe if you're moving and you're starting to do a clear out, get one of these if you're moving soon, because you never know what you might find. And that, like, as I say, I bought a bracelet, a 9-carat gold bracelet. I think it was about £125.
Right.
It was maybe 94, 95, something like that. 1994, 95. And then I bought a necklace, which was a 20-inch. They were both curb chains. They were matching gauge and everything else. And I think the necklace was about 250 quid.
Wow.
The necklace would have been worth over £1,000 now.
Right.
And the bracelet probably over 500 quid.
Oh, honestly, it's
so you know your items have appreciated over time. If you bought them a long time ago. In a galaxy
you might have
far
some
away.
more bits. You can actually, if it's hallmarked, you can work out the date when it was made or when it was hallmarked from an assay office, because they use letter dates. So if you see U, for example, that was 2019. Last year was A. And they work in 25-year cycles. Right. So last year, from the 1st of January, was the start of the next 25-year cycle. Right. You haven't got to worry about that, but I'm just a geek. I just love it. And so you can, if you see a letter, the point making is, that should get you excited, because you're not going to hallmark something if it's not worth hallmarking.
But also, isn't it one of the biggest shows on British TV? Is it British TV, Cash in the Attic?
I think one of them. I love that.
Yeah. So a lot of people, you never know what you've got lying around. Or, as I say, if a relative passes away, and you're going to, and I remember when my grandma passed away when I was 16. and you know, you're helping to clear out the house, and there are things that you don't know whether they're worth anything. There might be, and again, you don't have to do the guesswork, or you don't have to pay to find out. You can send it to Post Gold for Cash. They'll use their X-ray gun if they need to, and they'll figure out what's worth what. But also, there are some people that do go to jumble sales and car boot sales and things like that. You know, it can be a bit of a hobby. Get yourself at least one of these, stick it in a drawer somewhere, and you know you've got it if you ever come across anything.
Yeah, this is it. And you might send, this will arrive on Saturday if you order it right now. You might post it back straight away, or you might leave it for a week or two,
or a month, or a year, or a decade.
It makes a difference. So just get it. And
don't expire, do they?
Yeah, they don't expire. Absolutely right. Can I talk about the X-ray gun quickly?
Sure,
because I know you mentioned this, because we talked about hallmarks. If something isn't hallmarked, send it in anyway, because it could have been an item bought abroad. There are various different laws and regulations for different countries. So send it in anyway. Or maybe you had a ring resized and the hallmark was cut off, so always send it in. And if you're wondering, OK, well, how did the team at Post Gold for Cash, how do they know, therefore, the purity of gold? They've got this. This is not a cheap piece of kit. This is called an X-ray analyzer. There's actually an older model. The ones I use there, they've got a couple of them.
Do you know the one they've got now is sponsored by Martin Kemp?
Is it?
Yeah, when they scan something, it goes, gold!
Do you know what? I almost believed you then. I thought, really? Where's this going? Do you know what? The ones they've got there is worth between £15,000 to £20,000, and actually costs £3,000 to get it serviced annually too. So that these are not cheap bits of kit. But what they do, they hold, let's say, for example, a ring. This is how they would do it, just to illustrate. They would hold a ring over the top. They pull the trigger, and it X-rayed. So the X-ray goes right the way through, and on the screen here gives you an accurate reading of all the metals that are inside the piece that you sent in. And precious metals, and including like your non-valuable ferrous or non-ferrous metals like copper, for example. So they know exactly, they will know exactly, and they will tell you on the phone what they find.
So any purity, any colour,
it tells
any size, shape, or whatever, as long as it's a precious metal. And actually, you know, we talked earlier about Steve. If you've just tuned in, you're about to meet Steve. He had a really interesting story, because all of the others have worked there almost since the company started.
This is it,
But Steve was the new kid on the block, and he's one of these people that found the service by using it, or got his job by using the service, and then, you know, it's kind of the old, what was the razors that I loved it so much I bought the Remington. I loved it so much I bought the company. Remember that? You know? And that's pretty much what we didn't buy the company, but he did start working for it. Here's Steve.
When I first got involved, one of my friends asked me would I do some mystery shopping on the gold business, the gold selling industry, online stuff. So I've done some mystery shopping before, which I really enjoyed, and I love giving a bit of feedback. So I looked into about half a dozen, 7 or 8 companies, and I looked at Post Gold for Cash, and I looked at their process, and it was really simple, really easy to do, and I gave them very detailed feedback. And I chose that one company to send some of my items. That I had inherited-ish. There was a few items that my auntie and uncle, God bless them, they left, and I didn't know what to do with them. They were gathering dust, and I was like, And actually, I sent the pieces in, and I didn't expect much, maybe £100, £150, and I think I got over £400 for the pieces that I sent through. And I just found the process so easy. From personal experience as a customer, I then chose to choose them as my trusted partner I want to do business with. They were very trustworthy, very easy to work with, and I accepted the offer. What I then chose to do was to buy a plaque for a bench in the local crematorium.
How lovely.
And so actually, when the weather's nice, or even when it's raining, I like to go and sit up there. I really enjoy that much more than seeing a bit of gold sitting in a drawer beside my bed.
Oh, not even seeing it.
So, and actually, it's got a little quote from Uncle George, Uncle Georgie boy, and it's got his little quote, and it was I can't remember what was it. Oh, I'll remember his quote later. But I think he said "Go steady." He used to say "Go steady." So I put it on the quote, "Go steady" on the plaque, and it's his name and my Auntie Sheila.
Oh, lovely.
Love them dearly,
and
that's why I use the money.
So much more.
It means it makes my hairs.
It makes my hairs go on.
And I found, out of all the mystery shopping I did, I found Post Gold for Cash to be the most trustworthy. I found them easy to work with, and personally, I found the prices great.
And then went to work for them, which is so
Absolutely,
doesn't it?
And I then enjoy sharing that experience of being a mystery shopper with the customers I speak to.
Of course, yeah.
Because I've got that lived experience, and I say, well, I did this and I did that, and I took photos of my stuff because I thought someone in the post office, someone might take it by accident, or might get it lost. So I wanted my own evidence. So I encourage people to do that as well.
Yeah.
But the trust was there. When I spoke to colleagues like Sam and others in the office, it was so easy to do business with.
Steve, you should tell that story again about your initial...
Yeah. So sometimes it's a hard decision to choose to part with some bits.
Of course.
But when it's just sitting there, you're thinking, it's gathering dust. And you just change the mindset. What else could I do with it?
Yeah.
So I chose to turn these few extra pieces from my amazing Auntie Sheila and Uncle George, and I posted them into Post Gold. I received just under £400 and I invested in a plaque. You get a 10-year lease at the local crematorium.
Oh,
so I know their plaque is on there for 10 years and it's a beautiful little memorial to them both, and their little quote says, "Go steady." So I sit on that bench and I think of them both and it says, "Go steady," and it's like, any day of the week, I'd rather that sit there than sit in my drawer next to me.
That means so much more to you.
Incredibly.
That
incredibly.
Jewellery.
And once again, it makes the hairs on my arm.
It does me every time.
You know, because and they would be so happy. And we all get little messages with feathers and robins and stuff. And I go and sit on that bench and I often see a robin. And they used to talk about their robins all the time. And, you know, and I love that connection.
And that's how we found Steve. They are lovely. They're so nice. They're such nice people. Sam, if you're still watching, why? Do you know what time it is? You should be in bed. Actually, I suppose no. Everyone else should be awake and watching and checking out their baskets, because if you don't check out your basket, folks, you don't get your form. That's 70 people. There are 70 people who haven't checked out. Again, just to reiterate, look, it's not... It's for you. It's for the only reason I'm asking you to do this is for your benefit. You're doing something for yourself. You're making a decision that helps and benefits you potentially. We don't, if you check out as a guest, we don't collect any of your information. We never sell information, data to anybody from your, from your account, nor do Post Gold for cash. So it's completely safe, and actually we're not going to ask for payment information this time round. If you're creating an account for the first time, you wouldn't need, or if you're checking out as a guest. If you've got an existing account, you may already have a debit or a credit card on account. Do you know what the hoops you have to jump through, regulations and things like that, and certifications and security requirements and what have you, to be able to store credit and debit card information? We have that because that's the level of company that you're dealing with here. We're a partnership with ITV and STV. So you can set up an account and you can store addresses, which means that if you want to send these to somebody else who maybe isn't so good with a computer, like my mum, I don't think she knows which end of the computer to open up or switch on. But my dad does. So, I could do this for her. And remember, because they're so hands-on, this isn't an algorithm, this isn't a bot, this isn't AI that's doing your appraisals or opening your envelopes and checking your gold. It's human people who care about what they're doing and care about you, genuinely. So if you don't want to take a phone call from them for your offer, just write somewhere on the form or on a post-it note or on a piece of paper, slip of paper, "Please will you email me my offer?" And they will, and they'll have your email address. Also, bear in mind that the day that you have sent your form, expect a call the next day, probably after lunchtime, from an 01202 number, 01202, because that will be Post Gold for cash. Don't worry if you're not sure and it goes to voicemail, or they try a couple of times and they haven't got hold of you. They will follow up. They will email, and Steve, they will get hold of you somehow because they've got your items. And even if you go, "Oh, I haven't heard from anybody," or "I missed their call," and you call them, they will find you through either your name, your address, your unique reference number. It's once you've sent this off, you're golden. You're in the system. You're sorted. You're being taken care of completely. But remember, exclusively through Shop on TV, it's the only place in the land that you can get the extra 10% on top of your valuation, and you get included or are included into the 3 prize draws. There's no obligation. Once they get your pack and they give you your offer, if you don't want to accept it, you don't have to. There's no obligation to do so. You will get the extra 10% on top of your valuation. That until April 30th of April is incorrect there for the valuation. The extra 10% will never expire. And you can use it as many times as you like, and there is no limit to how much that you'll get 10% on top of any valuation, no matter how big or small. What is the closing date and what is relevant for the 30th of April are the closing dates of the competition. So we've got 3 of them. There's an ITV1 and STV live show special. That gives you a chance to win 500 smackers. This draw closes on the 30th of April. On the 1st of May, there will be another one. So if you miss the deadline for the 30th of April, don't worry. They're ongoing. They run concurrently every 4 months. So you'll just be entered into the next one. There's also another draw where you could win £500 credit to spend with Shop on TV. Should be a lowercase o. And then you also are entered into Postgold for Cash's regular prize draw, where you can also win another £500. So you've got three chances to win £500. You can find all the information you need at shopontv.co.uk/gold. Remember, we've added the free gold selling pack we've entered it as a product on our website. Even though it is free postage and packing and £0 and 0 pence, there is no cost. You won't be asked for any financial information at all. But we've added it as a product, so you can come back and get one whenever you like. You can use the item code. Keep a note of that if you want. You can search by keyword, Postgold for Cash on the online. You can put the item number into the search bar of the website. It'll take you straight to the product page. You add it to your basket. Go to your basket and check out. You have to check out. If you don't check out, the information is not sent securely to Postgold for Cash. They haven't got your details. They don't send you the free gold selling pack. You can't send your gold back. Nobody wins. But when you check out, you can do so securely with peace of mind. It's safe. It is absolutely guaranteed that you will get the pack for free. There is no cost associated with sending the pack back unless you decide to spend £3 to up your insurance to £1,000 or £10 to up your insurance to 2,500 quid. That's the only money that you will have to pay at the post office to post office counters. If you accept the offer from Postgold for Cash, they refund whatever you paid. So if you paid £3, they'll give you your £3 back on top of the offer and on top of the additional 10% that you get from that valuation. And if you paid £10, they'll give you the £10 back. If for any reason you decide not to accept the offer, yes, you've paid for the extra insurance, but if you want the items returned and there's at least one precious item in the pack, they'll send everything back to you for free and they will insure it for whatever level that you insured it for to send it to them. So they will match it. If you spent £3, they'll spend £3. You spent 10, they'll spend 10. The only other time you could conceivably pay any kind of money whatsoever is if your valuation, if your items aren't worth anything, and there are no precious items in there at all and you want them sent back, all they ask is that you cover the cost of the return envelopes, about £9. And then they will still insure it for whatever level that you paid. So they'll still match that even on essentially a worthless package. Where else? If you want cash, that's the only other time. There are just those 4 scenarios where you may spend a small amount of extra money that you don't recuperate. One you will recuperate, the other 3 you won't. If you want cash, actual pound notes, then you ask them for that. They will draw it from the bank the same day if possible. So it may be a slight delay getting it to you because they've got to go get it out of the bank and then physically put it in an envelope and send it to you. And again, and particularly if it's a lot, it may delay it by a day or so. But the only thing they ask again is that you pay for the secure return envelope, which again, £9, for that cash to be sent to you. So the most you're really ever going to spend is maybe £10, maybe, I suppose, in any combination, £19. Well, no. If you accept the offer, you get the £10. No, not £10 is about unless I'm wrong, I think that's the most you would ever spend and be out of pocket. But that's only if you're sort of deviating from the standard process, or you have something that, or you'd have. I'm not going to get into that. The fact is, apart from these very, sort of special circumstances.
No, you're right. You're right.
Free.
That's the worst case scenario. Yeah.
Worst case
£10.
scenario.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely right. And you know what? And that's why it's complete peace of mind. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And again, I know I keep saying it, but the price of gold is so high at the moment. So this is the perfect time to send in your bits, send in your jewellery, your precious metals, and see what they come back with.
I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
You could use the money you got from your jewellery or other items.
Yeah.
To buy gold bullion.
Yeah, well, you could. Well,
because if gold's at an all-time high, buy the bullion, and that's what I'm going to be. I'm not giving investment advice because I'm not qualified.
No. I mean, if I was in that position, my word, that'd be fantastic. Wouldn't it?
Or some stocks. Or
if you go into investment-grade gold, I mean, why not? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Britannias. I'm going to get some Britannias.
Nice.
Yeah, love them. Yeah. And I will say this is a fact. I'm not giving any investment advice at all. But if you buy Britannias from, say, the Royal Mint, if they're in circulation, when you sell them, there's no capital gains tax.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, fantastic.
Whereas bars, there would be.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah. Happy days.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Joe, when it comes to bullion, and Post Gold for Cash will say this, go to a bullion buyer, a specific bullion buyer. That's like investment-grade gold.
Of course.
This is all about online gold for precious metals that you've got lying around the house that has no sentimental value. One earring because you've lost the other, or maybe a damaged watch, or
maybe you were a new romantic in the 80s and you only had one earring, but you wouldn't be seen dead with it now.
Maybe, exactly. Maybe things have gone out of fashion a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got that peace of mind there. But you know what? I honestly, Rob, I don't think people have got anything to lose here. I really don't think. And isn't it just nice to know, if you're curious how much something is worth, whilst we got this offer, as Rob explained, that is a fantastic offer to get that extra 10% when you do it through Shop
It's a good way to get your stuff valued.
Yeah,
you can always have it returned and sell it some other way if you want. Post Gold for Cash will match any online gold buyer, as long as you can provide proof of what you've been quoted.
That's correct, yeah.
But, you do you. You can use it as a completely free service otherwise. One of the questions I've asked you a lot, but I think maybe the folks at home are just like, oh, do I have to sit and watch these two eyesores for a moment longer? Seriously, I think sometimes it's good to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I'd never call Steve a horse to his face, obviously. But here, listen, we had the folks in the studio, Sam and Steve, and I think it's great to hear it from Post Gold for Cash themselves. So let's go back to that previous show with Sean and Hayley. Here are Sam and Steve again explaining who are Post Gold for Cash.
The company was established in 2009. Obviously, just the concept of somebody came up with the idea of sending in your gold and getting cash. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And there was nothing like it then, was there, really?
No, not really. We are one of the longest that have been running.
And you've been there very much since the start?
I've been there 15 years. I appreciate I don't look old enough.
Started very young.
Very young, toddler. And I've really enjoyed it. I started actually making the calls.
Okay.
So I would call the customer with the offer for the items that they've sent in. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And then I kind of started thinking, well, actually, I want to have a look at these things and I want to see a little bit more about that and learn about that.
Open the envelopes.
That's it. It is, absolutely. I had an auntie who had just the most magnificent jewellery box and you would sit there picking through it. So this is just absolutely awesome.
The same sort of thing.
So you've just grown with the company then, really?
Absolutely. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And there's something new every day that comes into it.
But it's so exciting when you get that package.
Very exciting. It's not so exciting when you get the teeth. We will take them. Send them in.
Still gold.
With the gold filling?
Yes. In the dental packet. We will take it. Please send it in.
Where there's gold, there's cash.
We will go through what you can and can't send in. So not any old teeth.
No, a little bit of gold.
As long as they're washed.
Don't get grandma's false teeth and pop them in. They're going to have that gold filling in. And Steve, tell us a bit about your story, because I love your story, how you've got involved in the company.
Okay, so I'm the new kid on the block. I've only been around with Post Gold for Cash for the last 10 months or so, and it's a fantastic team to be part of. of, and I really enjoy working on them. My role is to make calls, to support customers, to reassure, answer questions, and make sure people have got their packs. And if they've got any questions, to answer them.
Great.
And to just help people, nudge them along the way if that's what they want to do, because it's always the customer's choice as to what they're doing.
Lots of people do mention just how friendly you are. You're a great sort of quite small team.
Small but mighty.
Yeah.
And perfectly formed.
But make it really personal. I think that's really important.
I think the other good thing is I mean, obviously we brought the new boy with us, but the whole team have been there for a considerable amount of time. Most of us all been.
And between you, you've got so much knowledge in gold, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just flows. It really flows and it really works. And we love talking to the customers and helping, and the different stories as to why they're sending stuff in and things like that. I mean, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's happy, and they're ecstatic with their offers, and, you know, say I can get my car fixed, that sort of thing.
And customers are really grateful for that contact and that support and that connection, because then we can talk them through the process and just to reassure them. Because some customers have had the pack sitting on their side for a good few weeks and they're nervous to send the pack through. And sometimes people just send one piece to test, to see what it's like. And they get the reassurance and they get the offer so quickly, and they get some incredible offers.
You think you might have heard of Post Gold for Cash. Who are they? Who are you?
It's us, with Steve and Sam.
And an amazing team.
Yes.
So Post Gold for Cash was established back in 2009, so we've been going for a really long time. It was an idea from Ash, and he needed to get on board with somebody who had this kind of knowledge, which he did.
So actually was the founder as such.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So between him and Ian, this is where we've sort of got to here.
And you were very much one of the first, weren't you, then?
Within a year I joined. I was only meant to do 14 hours a week, part-time. So yeah, I actually joined by accident. A friend of mine went for the job interview.
Okay.
And they offered her a part-time job, but she wanted full-time. So she turned around and said, "You need my friend Sam."
How fabulous. That is
one of those
part-time meant to be moments.
Yes, absolutely. And do you know what? I love it.
And you've just fallen in love with it, haven't you?
Yes. I mean, who wouldn't fall in love with
Well, it's exciting, isn't it? Because you've gone from... So what did you do at first? On the phone?
At first, I was on the phone. So I'd be calling you, I'd be giving you your offer, chatting away with you. And that was it. And then I was like, oh... Can I play with it? Can I come and have a go and do this? So I sort of shadowed some of the other valuers at the time, and I just love it.
So you learned the process on the job to the point where
you've grown with the company,
I have, absolutely. And they're such a super supportive company to work for.
Right.
Very small team.
Very small, yes.
So it's very personal. Lots of people say it's very personal. It's very friendly. It was all very smooth.
Yeah, it comes across, I think, when we're talking to people. I mean, anyone that orders a pack tonight, if you haven't sent it back in the next couple of weeks, this guy's going to call you.
Have an amazing conversation.
Lots of people will purposely now not send it back.
I'd love to call them.
Just so they can chat to Steve.
Yes.
Now, Steve, tell us your story, how you got involved in
So I got involved because I discovered this most amazing sport called pickleball.
Okay.
And Ash actually plays pickleball. And so I met him playing pickleball, and he talked about his business and said, would you like to get involved and do some mystery shopping?
How funny.
And then come along and do some calls. And I said, I'd love to have a go. Why not?
Yeah.
So I did some mystery shopping, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I found Post Gold for Cash to be so easy to do business with. I personally found them very trustworthy. I chose to sell my items, so I found the prices great. And then I started making some calls to them.
You started working.
And I thoroughly enjoyed having conversations with people, giving them choices, giving them options, talking them through processes, and reassuring people, because they're slightly nervous. Oh, I'm scared to take it to the post office. I'm not sure. I've had it for ages.
Well, you said when you sent yours in, you took photos of everything.
I did. I took photos on my phone, as I do with everything, receipts and stuff, because you can never have enough reassurance yourself.
Yeah.
So I had that evidence, and so when I sent it through, I had to remind myself what Tracy, when she called me with the offer, which ones were value and which ones weren't. And I was shocked about the ones that had value, because I thought it was the other ones that had value. And then to be offered between £400 and £500, it was like, whoa. And for once in my life, I was sort of like able to receive some cash to spend on either the children or a spa day or upgrade their phone without having to borrow money.
Yes.
So for a change, I wasn't borrowing
Like a bonus.
I was
just sat
recycling
there,
some stuff that was sitting in the
Sat
bedside
there doing
cabinet.
nothing.
So, you know, we say about recycling all the time. We love a bit of recycling these days. I recycled it and I thought, why is it sitting there when I can do this? So my son thoroughly enjoyed his new iPhone.
So we were established back in 2009. So as companies go, we are one of the longest standing
Yeah,
ones.
you were very much one of the first, weren't you?
Yeah,
Thought of the
absolutely.
idea sort of first and then others sort of came along.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things that makes us very trustworthy.
Yeah,
Obviously, the
you've been
longevity of the company.
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. The other thing to consider is, with regards to staff, other than Steve being our newbie, the rest of us have been there sort of 15 plus years.
More or less from the
So
beginning.
yeah, absolutely. So we work as a really good, smooth team. And the idea basically came from Ash, who then teamed up with Ian, who had the jewellery knowledge and this kind of thing. So they set it up, and here we are. Basically, we've come this far down the line, and it's such an easy service to use.
Yeah, really straightforward, really safe. You can see here over 270,000 customers have used the service already. Rated excellent, based over 2,000 Trustpilot reviews. Promised to match any price offered by other online buyers. Can you just
tell us
confirm how that works?
Okay, so what we would need from you is if you have had an offer price from somebody else.
Someone else.
Yep, which is fine. Shop around if you need to. You know, it's your own peace of mind, which is what we always say. We will match that if we can see that in writing. So you just need to provide it to us with the quotation, the date it was done, and obviously as long as the weights match, we will do that.
You'll match the price.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's so easy. It's so easy, and that's why you should choose Post Gold for cash. And you can actually have a little look at just how simple it is. It's fast, it's easy. The great thing is it's a no obligation service. So if you don't want to take that valuation they give, they will send your gold back completely free of charge. You've lost nothing, but you've learned how the money, whether you wanted it or not. Or you might be really surprised, which most people are when you read the 5-star review. I didn't think it'd be that much, and you do accept that money. So just send that gold in for free to be valued. If you're not happy with the offer as it says, they'll return your gold items completely free of charge. So many people so happy with that offer. And the experienced gold valuers provide you with a free valuation to discover what your gold is worth.
Now, Charlie, I've just heard we're almost out of time.
I know, it's flown by.
I know, and ITV, by special arrangement, have agreed to stay on the air for another 3 hours with us. So,
Hey, I'll stay here all night. I'm here all day. Do you know what? I don't feel tired, surprisingly.
No,
even though it's 10 to 3 in the morning.
I've loved doing this. I've known this man for what, 5 or 6 years?
Yeah,
at least 5 years.
It is, yeah.
I lived in his house at one. I rented a room from you at one point.
But that'd be about 6 years ago now.
It's crazy.
And a few
Very
curries and
talented
nights out
DJs,
later.
A few
Here we
crazy
go.
nights out.
Yeah.
We are the Curry Boys.
Oh, yeah.
We are the Curry Boys. You know.
Oh, dear, I never thought I'd hear you sing that. That's genius.
You should see what we can do with a korma. Anyway, we've got another video, I believe, because people are saying we want to see some more examples, Rob, but they haven't said it in an American accent.
Right,
It's me embellishing for entertainment.
That's good.
So here it is.
You've got the odd earrings and rings. Stone's missing. Perfect. Send it in. Back of a watch. Something like
Could
that.
we move that?
Can I just
very
grab that out
technical
your
gun.
way?
We'll talk you through that in a moment. Lovely.
You've obviously got white gold, yellow gold. There is no difference. It's just the colour. So the gold content would still be either 9, 14, 18. That's still the same. So the colour makes no odds. I mean, for example, this little box here, what do you think that may well be worth? I mean,
It's a little treasure trove there, isn't it?
I don't know. It's really tricky, isn't it?
Because I don't think a lot of people realise how valuable gold is.
No.
And that constant, well, it's been constant, the way it's gone up and up and up, hasn't it? And we'll show you examples of that as we go through. So you want us to guess...
I want you to guess.
The value of this box.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to go £300. Higher or lower, Hayley? Higher or lower for the game?
Oh, I'm gonna go higher.
Okay, where are you going?
Oh, have I got to pick a number?
Yeah.
I thought I could just go higher and win. I'm going to go 425.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's very precise.
300, 425.
Okay, so
Have we got a reveal?
A little
big
reveal there.
in here.
You ready?
Dun, dun, dun. Can't turn it around.
Sorry.
Can't get hold of it. Oh, hang on. Approximately £750 worth.
But do you know the best thing is if we sent that to you via Shop on TV, doing your order, getting your free pack, that would be more than 750.
This would give you 10%
10%
more.
extra.
Yes, because
Another,
they've got
another £75.
another £75 on top.
So it'd go from 750 to 825. That's our exclusive deal. Remember, you're going to get an extra 10% on the valuation of whatever you send.
And remember, you're ordering on our website, or you can order on our phones like normal. You need to pop it in the website into your basket, check your basket out as if you were ordering something, but it's completely free
pack,
of charge.
free postage, free valuation, and free returns if you don't accept the valuation.
That's fantastic.
Where should we go? Where should we go?
Okay, so we've got some around the front here. So there's just, just a little single gold ring sat there in the drawer doing nothing.
Okay.
What do we think?
I'm thinking £100.
Oh gosh.
I should pick it
It's
up.
quite thick, thick, isn't it? It's
now I'm
quite
thinking
thick.
more than £100.
Yeah, I'm going to go, I don't know,
Should probably
200.
smell it.
200.
Smell it? No. Is that a thing?
Shall I try it on? 200.
Okay, I said 100.
Okay, you ready?
Changed my mind.
No way.
£500?
For one item?
For one item, yeah.
And is that because of the weight?
And because of the grade.
Yeah.
Right.
Quality.
That is a higher grade of gold. So the purity of gold within it is higher. That's 22 carat gold.
Wow.
Now, quite often, sort of your grandparents, they would often have 22 carat.
Gosh, £500.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll just look after
Oh
that.
no! You Wow. And one more thing. What else?
Okay, so then we've got this one. Now this is unhallmarked.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So,
people might think,
well, should I send it? You know, how do I know what it is?
Yes.
So obviously we test it. We have the magical little gun that
gun
we
you
have
showed us.
moved casually off the table. So we would use that to test this if anything comes in unhallmarked, okay? So it's like an X-ray and it will determine what the contents of the gold is within the item. So that's a high grade of gold. It's just a few items, isn't it?
okay, I'm going to go.
I mean, it's really pretty, but I would probably look at that and think probably it wasn't real gold. So you just don't know, do you?
Exactly.
So, price wise, don't how much?
I didn't guess.
Because I would think that wasn't proper gold. Oh my word! There's another
It kept
zero.
coming, look.
Wow.
2,500. So you could be so pleasantly
And then you get an extra 10%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that £250 extra?
Yes.
It is.
My word.
And that's the reaction we get from our customers
I
when we call them
bet.
back.
Oh, lovely.
We've got the conversations we have are incredible.
I bet it's really
with the
satisfying.
gratitude and the excitement, because it's the thought of what we can now do with that cash. It's recycled that precious metal.
Yeah.
And what can we do now?
Makes you think.
Yeah, it does make you think. We were just working out these. Oh, those are really heavy. No, they're just fake, these ones. But they replicate a 200-gram gold, and in English that is gold bullion bar.
Yeah.
And so you were saying a troy ounce is.
So a
about
troy ounce
3,500
is
quid.
Yeah, yeah. So
that
a troy
would be
ounce is 31.1 grams. You don't need to know any of this. And that's what the LBMA use as their units of measurement.
So it's
That's very traditional.
200 grams is 2/3 of
I
a
know,
troy
it'd be
ounce.
more then. Oh, right, yeah. I know,
That'd be much more. I was going to say, because a kilo of gold would be.
Oh, I read it as 20. That's 200.
No, it's 200. Yeah.
Right, no, so, I mean, it's a toy off Amazon. It's not.
It would be worth thousands.
Good
If
grief.
only I can turn base plastics into gold.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. Do you know what?
It would be
Yeah,
worth
that'd be
about
worth about 24 grand, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah.
80 people haven't checked out yet. You have to check out just like you're buying a product, even though it's free P&P, no charge, no payment information required. But you have to check out, so the order goes through us and is transmitted to Post Gold for cash. So you get your free gold selling pack tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow, that's right.
Or it's sent tomorrow. It's sent today.
It'll be sent today.
You'll get it tomorrow.
Being Friday and arrive tomorrow, Saturday. So if you're quick, if you get to the post office in time, and it might just be that one earring that you put in here. Great, send off. Yeah. It might be a bundle of stuff. It could be a mixture of gold, platinum, palladium, silver. Just get it in there. Yeah. Even if you're not sure what it is, they'll tell you if it's worth something. Yeah.
So, Charlie, we're almost at the end of the show. So can we have a wintry or a springy? A summery. Please.
A summary. Do you know what? Post Gold for Cash, they are so trusted. They've had over 280,000 customers. They are so highly renowned. Their the Trustpilot score is rated excellent, so you've got complete peace of mind there. If you're the slightest bit curious how much your jewellery, your old scrap jewellery is worth, then send it to them. If you send it to them on Saturday, once you receive your pack, your free pack, they'll call you on Monday. They'll give you an offer. If you choose to accept it, you don't have to. It's no obligation. If you choose to accept it, then the money could be in your account by 4 p.m. this coming Monday. And just see what they come back with. Why not?
I've got to say, this has been sitting in my brain all show. Your offer, should you choose to accept it. That was it.
That's Mission Impossible, isn't it?
That was Mission Impossible, yes. Charlie, you're amazing.
Great, Rob.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks so much. And I wish you all the best with this. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you tomorrow night, or, tomorrow morning, technically, with more great... Oh, drones. Look out for those. And we'll see you soon. Bye.